Paradigm's going to be with the opener, and every pitcher is going to want to be the second guy to pitch because he'll have a chance for a win. This could drop, and it won't. Sliding catch, Corey Dickerson. That's a nice play by Dickerson to get Schwarber. They were having a nice, polite chat before the game, but I don't think Kyle's real happy with him right now. 2-1 Pittsburgh after 4.
We're not your average airline, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We do everything differently on purpose, for one purpose. You. You're the reason we fly to 99 destinations, and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 130 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
Hey, we're guests here. Close the door. It's probably why our energy bill is so much higher than yours.
You know, ComEd makes it easy to save money and energy. Yeah, look, we even got an instant rebate on the smart thermostat. And rebates on Energy Star appliances, like this refrigerator. And this washer-dryer combo. Close the door!
Find even more rebates from the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program at ComEd.com/home savings.
How do you show up? Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Focus.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 all-wheel drive Acadia SLT model. That's over $6,600 below MSRP on this Acadia. We are professional grade. GMC.
Welcome back. The Cubs are introducing game-changing new premier experiences here at Wrigley Field. With seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities, these new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
A 2-1 ball game. 5th inning, 9-1-2 for the visitors, starting with the pitcher Tyone, and he takes outside for ball 1.
Yeah, that was interesting the way Hamels worked that 4th inning. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. He had 7, 8, 9, and instead of kind of tiptoeing around 7 and 8, he went right after him, and now he's got the pitcher to lead off the 5th. It's a bit of a risk. And one of those guys punches a base hit somewhere, and all of a sudden it's a 4-1 ball game. But Joe Madden trusted his veteran left-hander to navigate the choppy waters, and he did.
Cole is from San Diego. Tyone was born in Lakeland, Florida, but he grew up in the Woodlands, Texas. It's in the Houston area. Two balls, 2 strikes. Go ahead, say it.
Where all children are above average.
You're required to say that whenever the Woodlands is mentioned.
All the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are above average.
3-2 on Tyone.
Wasn't Cole Hamels the valedictorian of his senior class?
That sounds right. On 2 bounces right to Murphy.
Rancho Bernardo High School, I believe.
Frazier has struck out both times.
That's a band, right? I'm going with that. That's a band.
Yeah.
Monday night they don't have a gig.
It's the Edgewater Blues Band.
Coming to the yard and watch some hardball. Frazier just looking for contact. A couple of punch outs so far.
Baez drifts out. Hayward comes in.
Javi always having fun on the yard, in the middle of the diamond.
No. You got to envision it, right? Next pop up, he'll catch it. He's practicing the maneuver. Swing and a miss by Reyes. Catch the end of the Bears game last night?
I did not.
They were able to hang on after coming back. Big win. They're in first place.
Good let up. Oh, the NFL, it's so hard to predict right now.
It is.
Crazy
Cubs and Bears
stuff going
both
on.
in first. One, two, strike three, got him. Hamels has been terrific. After that Cervelli homer, he's been lights out. 2-1 in the fifth.
What if tomorrow 2,000 clinicians were ready to see you when and where you want, helping you live your healthiest life? Tomorrow is here. Advocate Medical Group.
Oh, shut this off. It's cool.
When I say I want it that way.
BP gasoline helps clean your engine for more miles per tank and more moves per tank.
What if your car could react faster than you? Well, the 2018 Nissan Sentra can. With available automatic emergency braking that can stop for you.
Now, sign and drive the 2018 Nissan Sentra.
The moment you realize you're lucky your backyard is in the back.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need to keep your yard looking great. Buy any Pennington Smart Seed 15 pounds or larger and get one-step lawn repair free.
What if tomorrow freedom from pain was possible? If you could be home hours after a joint replacement. At Advocate, tomorrow is here. Advocate Healthcare.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan here with an In the Loop update. With a win over the Pirates and a Rockies loss to the Phillies, the Cubs will clinch a playoff spot for the 4th consecutive year. Cubs have never made the playoffs in 4 straight seasons in franchise history. I'll see you on the post-game show when David DeJesus joins me. Now back to Len and JD at Wrigley.
Make sure you follow our Cubs insiders on NBCSportsChicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Chris Bryant fouls away as the Cubs bat here in the 5th inning. 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Tyone got away with a little bit of a sloppy breaking ball there on 0-0. Not necessarily looking to snap off a nasty one. You're trying to find the zone, but that one was a little bit up. He's got multiple looks with his breaking ball. He's got, the big curve ball, and he can throw it really hard. A slider, and then that little cutter too, which you're seeing at 89 to 92.
The Pirates will finish with a winning record against the NL Central for only the 2nd time since this division was created in 1994. They're currently 39-30. They win 12-7 against Milwaukee as Bryant strikes out. 12-4 so far against the Reds. He'll finish the season in Cincy. And 7-8 currently against the Cubs.
They're kind of the opposite of the Reds. The Reds have a really good looking lineup these days as you contemplate next year. But suspect in the pitching department. The Pirates just the opposite. This rotation really coming together, but position player wise they're a little bit short. I mean, if you could combine the two, you'd have a really good team.
Well, I'm reading Jeff Pearlman's USFL book. That's what they did in 1986. They just started merging teams. Yeah. That liner will get in there for Hayward. The Cubs have their second hit and a base runner for their home run guy, Cole Hamels.
Would Joe Madden have the nerve to ask him to drop down a sacrifice here for that bomb he hit last time? This pitch up, and Hayward has to work to get to it, just able to muscle it over the head of Frazier out there into shallow right.
Osuna ready to charge from third, and Tyone throw it first.
Little butcher boy here. Slug bunt and try to chop it by Osuna. Show bunt early, entice him in, and then try to slap it by him. Butterfield with the signs. Venable in the ear of Hayward down at first base.
Slider at 90. And Hamels upsetting. Didn't offer at it. 1-2.
For me, the biggest flaw in the sacrifice bunt is the taken strike.
Throw to first, and Hayward dives back in safely after Hamels strikes out. Number 3 for Tyone. Number 4 for Tyone.
Yeah, it was a good heads-up play by Cervelli. He knows Hayward's trying to get an aggressive secondary there. Hamels comes up empty, quickly snaps that throw down to first base. Jason goes to the back corner to avoid the tag.
Victor Caratini 0 for 1. Make it 1 for 2. And Hayward will have to stop at second. A couple of guys on with 2 outs for Murphy.
A couple of hard hit balls for outs early in the ball game, and a couple of softies here for Knox.
Daniel 0 for 2 tonight. Came in with 8 hits over his last 4 starts.
And he was one of the hard outs. Bottom of the first. Had a rocket back to the mound. Tyone knocked it down and threw him out. See how hard they push Hayward. If Murphy singles here, Hayward not that far removed from that hamstring strain.
Ground ball, knocked down Newman. He will throw behind Hayward at third, and fortunately Jason stuck right on the bag. So an infield hit for Murphy. The bases are loaded, and the batter will be Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, this is good baseball play right here. Good play. Newman keeping it on the infield. Hayward picks up Butterfield, and Butter was charging the bag, pointing, letting him know, do not take a step beyond third base here. This play, you've got to keep the ball in the infield. Newman hoping for the aggressive turn.
Big spot for Zobrist. 3 singles here in the 5th. And a base hit to the outfield could give the Cubs the lead.
So hit it on a line to shortstop first time. Comebacker last time. Like his chances. 429 with the bases loaded this year. Tyone under duress finds a little something extra. Dials up 97.
JD mentioned the work here recently by Tyone. It's been tough to score on. In fact, 6 of the 8 runs allowed now over his last 7 starts have come via the solo homer. So he has not given up many run scoring hits.
Zobrist is so locked in, man. He's not chasing bad balls. You really have to execute to get him out.
Ground ball. Bell's got it, and he will beat Zobrist to first. And the Cubs leave the bases loaded. 3 hits, but cannot convert. 2-1 after 5.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? You introduce the 2018 Ford EcoSport, and you surprise people with how much they can get in a small SUV. That means more standard features and more upgrades for a lot less than expected. It's the big upgrade in a small package. From Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get EcoSport with $3,000 cash back or lease one for $189 a month during SUV season. Only at your local Ford store.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars. I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value too.
Right now, get any pan pizza and a 2-liter for only $12. Use promo code ChicagoPan at papajohns.com today.
Hey, we're back. The Newborn Fan Club is the perfect gift for parents of new Cubs to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a photo from a custom birth announcement on the Wrigley Field marquee, Cubs birth certificate, pinstripe baby cap, and Rookie of the Year Cubs onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information.
6th inning of action. It's 2-1 Pirates. Only runs have come on a couple of homers, one by each team.
Cubs have out hit him 4-3. Neither club has committed an error in this ball game.
Josh Bell 1 for 2 with a run. And he takes a strike on a curve.
Cubs bullpen well rested. Kyle Hendricks went 7 2/3 yesterday. Jorge De La Rosa finished the ball game, so everybody else got a little breather.
Disappearing changeup. Bell's home runs are down. He had 26 last year. He's got 11 this year. And he's hit for a higher average and a higher on base percentage as well. He's got 31 doubles.
He's a big, strong guy. He hits the ball on the ground a lot. He hits a lot of ground balls, hits it on a line. It'll be interesting to watch as his career evolves if he starts to lift the ball a little bit more, and obviously if he does, you would expect the power numbers to spike.
Swing and a miss on the changeup for strike 3. Hamels now has 6 strikeouts.
He's been fooling hitters with this pitch for a long time. Over the course of his career, if you play that game where you're going to build the perfect pitcher with, this guy's fastball, this guy's breaking pitch, this guy's makeup, and a lot of times the Cole Hamels changeup would have been part of that formula.
Cervelli has hit the 2-run homer and walked. Recently battling some stomach issues. Mentioned the concussions earlier this season. One and one.
Be hard pressed to take anybody's changeup over Kyle Hendricks in the game right now.
Here comes another one from Hamels. And Cervelli dribbles one to Bryant. And the throw bounces out of play. So Cervelli will end up at second base. He'll get an infield hit. And Bryant will be charged with a throwing error, allowing him to go to second.
Cervelli doing it to the Cubs again. On base all 3 times tonight. Home run, walk, now single. This time soft contact, but it turns into an infield hit, and he gets an extra 90 feet with the errant throw.
And now it's Dickerson. Yeah, Cervelli has definitely been that thorn in the Cubs' side this season. And a strike. Dickerson's homers are down. Doubles pretty consistent. At least 33 each of the last 3 seasons. He's batting .297. Doesn't walk a ton. Mississippi native Corey Dickerson. It's actually his middle name. His first name is Mackenzie. Swing and a miss. A pitch way out of the zone. 1-2.
Well, you mentioned he doesn't walk much. Typically guys who are aggressive are going to be even more so with a runner in scoring position. Spread out, try to use his hands here. So you got a guy who likes to shoot the ball the other way, who's in two-strike mode, spreading out, emphasizing hands, doesn't want to get fooled by the breaking ball. Pitcher, you feel like he could probably get the ball in on his hands. You can jam him with velocity here. Or maybe get that chase back upstairs.
This will be the Cubs' first mound visit as Caratini and Hamels will get together. Wind blowing right to left, not very hard. Very pleasant night, 70 degrees as we got started. Big crowd. That should be the case the rest of the way. Dickerson able to stay alive.
I see Caratini with a deke there, holding the glove up high as if they were going to go with an elevated fastball, and they threw the slider down and away. And that was as much for Cervelli as for anybody, in case Cervelli's trying to tip off Dickerson what's coming, because you would never put your glove up there if you were intending on throwing a breaking pitch. So if I thought Cervelli was letting Dickerson know what was coming, they wanted to kind of cross him up a little bit. There's the inside heater, but not close enough to get him to bite.
The kick and the 2-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out. That gives him 7 on the night. Oh, left on left change.
Yeah, and this ball has a little cutting action. It almost looked like a slider.
Jose Osuna. Doubled down the left field line in the 4th. Cervelli reached on an infield hit and an error. One and one. Now 2-1. So the way it lines up, Hamels will get one more start. It'll be this weekend against the Cardinals. Mike Montgomery will take the ball tomorrow night. Will give the Pirates an insurance run as Cervelli will score. Osuna will stop at second with another double. It's 3-1.
Osuna having himself a night. First time up, he hit the ball sharply, lined out to right field, and then the pair of doubles, one down each line. And a backdoor breaking ball here. Catches a good bit of home plate, and it's about belt high. So the Cervelli home run came with 2 outs. This RBI double comes with 2 out. A couple of big clutch hits for the Pirates tonight.
Murphy raced in behind Osuna, and Hamels stepped off.
That's the other part of it too, the gamesmanship. If you're worried about a guy on second base tipping off the hitter as to location or what might be coming, keep him engaged by, you know, ducking in behind him as a fielder, try to keep him distracted. Remember Javi earlier this year when he stood in front of the base runner?
Mm-hmm. DJ LeMahieu,
yeah.
Right? 1-1.
Playing ball over on the south side tonight. The Indians and the White Sox are scoreless in the middle of the 5th. So the White Sox had to deal with Lester, then Hendricks. Tonight they're getting Corey Kluber. Nil-nil, middle of the 5th.
Two balls, 2 strikes. The Indians played late last night, beat the Red Sox 4-3 in 11. Two teams have already clinched their divisions.
Indians and the Pirates are staying at the same hotel here in town.
Full count on Luplow.
I'll go over and hang out in the lobby tomorrow, see if I can score some autographs. If I can get a Carl Willis, that'd make my day.
A Bob Walk and a Carl Willis.
Yeah. We should bring a camera crew over there and hang out and try to get autographs.
I'd be curious to know how many guys in their street clothes you'd recognize.
Not many. I mean, I know it. I go, that's a ball player. There's a look.
Right.
I might not be able to tell you which one. When I see the guy walking through the lobby with his sunglasses on, that would be the first tip.
Runner at second base, a run in, a 3-2 count on the center fielder Luplow. Hamels home, fouled upstairs into the press box.
Well, you know, same thing applies this time around with Luplow as last. There's a base open, and here it's a little bit later in the ball game, so one more run more meaningful in this situation. So you got to be a little bit careful here. And again, you know, Luplow doesn't have a great resume, but look at his minor league numbers. He's got some power.
He's playing center because Starling Marte's got a calf issue. Popped up, and it will be Baez behind second to make the catch. It is an unearned run, and it's now 3-1 Pirates.
We're not your average airline, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We do everything differently on purpose, for one purpose. You. You're the reason we fly to 99 destinations, and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 130 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
car to get you into gear, and you need to get it right here. Thomas Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Highland. Find out for yourself why customers love the Thomas difference.
Commission-free sales.
And home of the Lifetime Loyalty Program.
And second to none, awesome service.
Come in today and experience the 2018 Jeep Compass. It's Jeep Adventure Days. Lease for $149 a month. So come get into gear at Thomas Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Or online at thomascdj.com.
Experience the Thomas difference and buy today.
I bet you wonder what you're gonna see today. Wow. Oh, baby, you wonder who you get to be today. Here is the truth that you know, friend. It's cause every time that you go in, you start all over again.
Thank you for supporting our mission.
You always amaze me. You always.
Javier Baez takes on Jamison Tyone, brought to you by AARP. 10 out of 18 with a couple of long ones. He's 0 for 2 tonight. A bounce out to third and a strikeout. 94 and in on the hands.
StatCast talks about something that they call a perceived velocity. And I would assume that the perceived velocity for Tyone is even better than his actual velocity. It's really good extension. Big, tall guy. Assuming he has a backspin on his four-seamer. Whoop.
That was awkward for everybody. Baez slipped. And Cervelli got hit by that foul ball. Maybe both knees.
We talked about the aggressive nature of Tyone early in the game, and it's paid off as he's sitting at 67 pitches here in the bottom of the sixth. Allows you to be less aggressive here later in the game and pitch away from some trouble if you get into a little bit of a dicey situation.
That'll be a hit for Baez. Infield single. 11 out of 19 versus Tyone.
And Frazier shading that way, still not able to make a play on that bouncing ball.
Now Rizzo, who's 9 for 20 with 2 homers against Tyone. Anthony had the game-winning RBI in the first inning yesterday, his 17th to lead the NL. 4 RBIs away from 100.
Tyone has a stretch going of 20 consecutive games allowing 3 earned runs or less. The only other pitcher in Major League Baseball to accomplish that this year is Jacob deGrom. He's done it 28 consecutive games. And Tyone, the first Pirate pitcher to do it since Bob Friend back in 1963.
Two 2-0 on Rizzo. Three balls, no strikes.
He did not throw that pitch with a lot of conviction. No doubt aware of the fact that Rizzo's got good numbers against him. And he is in a bit of a bind right now. Anthony, I'm sure, has the green light.
First 2 are on base. Infield hit and a walk. And the batter is Kyle Schwarber. Brewers and Cardinals are still tied at 1. On the bottom of the 5th inning, Josh Hader is now pitching for the Brewers, who are going with a starter by committee essentially tonight. Jennings got the first out, Peralta 3 2/3, Taylor Williams, and now Hader. Fouled out of play by Schwarber.
You don't want to be passive in this situation. You got to pitch in the zone. Just didn't do anything with it. Rockies lead the Phillies 2-0, bottom of the 3rd in Denver.
Here's the 0-1 on the ground. They will get one jump throw. They got them both. Adam Frazier with a nifty 4-3 double play.
Yeah, he opts not to use Newman here, and they almost get tangled up at second base. Takes it to the bag himself, airborne, and just a bit ahead of Schwarber there at first. Nice play. A guy who's known more for his bat than his glove.
Baez now at 3rd, but 2 outs. And the batter is Chris Bryant. In the dirt, Baez always taking an aggressive lead at 3rd base. And steal a run here on anything that gets away from Cervelli. The Pirates throw a lot of wild pitches. Tyone does not. He's only had 2 this year. Off the plate in. 2-0. Pirates have a major league high 92 wild pitches. (3-0).
Really tried to steal that one for him, just below the knees. Good take by KB. See if he gets a little cookie here on 3-0. That's the get over slider. You don't want to give in with a fastball. Kind of like using that spare ball to pick the 5-pin.
Chris fouled it off himself. And it's 3-2. It's fun to watch Baez just standing on the bases. I mean, before this at bat started, it looked like he was having some fun with Cervelli. He was putting his hands in front of him as if to say, if you don't block it, I'm coming.
Yeah. He's calling pitches. Yeah, he's calling pitches.
Low for ball 4. Second walk of the inning. The batter now Hayward. And Tommy La Stella walking into the on-deck circle to hit for Hamels.
So he was very tentative with Rizzo, very tentative with KB, and now he's in a position where he's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with Hayward here and see if Jason can take advantage. Looking for that fastball, maybe that 2-seamer. Outer third, try to bang one into the gap in left center. They bunch him out there in left center with Dickerson and Luplow.
First pitch to Jason is high.
Well, command has not been good in this inning.
That is assistant pitching coach Justin Message. Their pitching coach Ray Searage last week had cervical neck surgery, so he is away from the club. And Message filling in and delivered a message to Jamison Tyone. It's M-E-C-C-A-G-E, message. Strike. Since returning from the DL, Hayward is 3 out of 12 with 2 doubles. Making him work here in the 6th inning.
Tyone has a changeup, but he doesn't use it very often. This is where that works against him a little bit. 3rd time through the order. That's a nasty curveball, one of the better ones he's thrown tonight.
Stephen Brault is the left-hander. Richard Rodriguez, the righty. We have 2 guys on the card not available tonight. 2-2 to Hayward. Strike 3 called on the inside. And Tyone gets out of it. Cubs have left 5 on base the last 2 innings. Pat Foley, the voice of the Black.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Now at Menards, save big money in your next project with 11% off everything. Polar Plastics multi-purpose plastic is perfect for covering insulation. 10 by 25-foot rolls are $532 after sale price and 11% off. Exceed your expectations of what makes great paint. With Pittsburgh Paramount Interior Paint, a gallon of flat is $33.80 after sale price and 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
2-2 on David Bodie, trying to come through. And the pitch on the way. Bodie drives one in the air. Deep center field. Back goes Taylor. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam. A grand slam for David Bodie. And the Cubs have won the ball game. Can you believe it?
Wow. As soon as he hit it, he knew it was gone. He started pointing in the air. Cubs win in a grand slam.
An incredible rally. Cubs win.
It's back. And it's front. No, really. The Triple Double Crunchwrap $5 box is back. And it's still all mains, no sides, with 2 crunchy tacos and a medium soda. Just $5. Only at Taco Bell.
Welcome back, everybody. Tomorrow on NBC Sports Chicago Plus, the Blackhawks welcome the Detroit Red Wings to the United Center for another preseason matchup. Coverage begins at 7:30 or stream the game on the NBC Sports app. Speaking of,
first, Jaime Garcia in for Cole Hamels. 7th inning, 3-1 Pirates. And the voice of the Blackhawks, Pat Foley, is with us. He'll sing the stretch tonight. How are you, Patrick?
Awesome. Got to get the offense going here, but got a few outs left.
Kevin Newman, the shortstop, leads it off and takes wide. We start on a somber note. Our condolences to you and your family on the passing of your father, Bob, and I know it's been a tough week.
Well, thanks, Lenny. I appreciate the kind words, and he's in a better place. That's what I know. Last few years have been kind of tough for him, so I know one thing. I will not be singing solo tonight. There'll be a harmonizer. I'm well aware of that. He was a great singer. I loved to sing. He was at church every Sunday singing.
3 balls, no strikes on Newman. We had Chris Chelios here recently, and he had Stan Mikita's sweater with him. And that was maybe my favorite stretch of the year so far. And good to have Chelly back with the Blackhawks.
It was awesome.
Too.
A great move by the Blackhawks. He's excited about being back home, and it was a great move. I was watching the game that night. Nothing was happening for the Cubs. He does that, gets the Mikita jersey out, you score a couple runs, win the game.
Yeah. Newman takes the walk, and I saw his son with the Red Wings the other night.
And I think it's pretty likely Jake is going to play tomorrow. The Red Wings are here for an exhibition game.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, that'd be great, yeah.
Now here's Tyon, the pitcher. Now, JD, did you know this?
I don't know.
And I didn't know this, and I'm a hockey guy. But up until the last couple of years, I didn't realize that teams actually have split squad games. I think the Kings or somebody a couple days ago had a game at home and a game on the road. So it's a little like baseball.
More teams are doing that every once in a while. Lenny, you're starting camp with 55 guys.
Right. There's the bunt by Tyon, and Garcia will get the out. Do you know how many players the Blackhawks have in their entire system? It's got to be 100.
Oh, no.
80?
I don't think you can have that many under contract. I mean, there's guys that have been drafted that are not signed yet.
Got it.
And that kind of thing.
So you retain the rights to them up until a certain point. Is that
right, for a certain amount of time. Right. But there's a limit to how many guys you can have under contract, which I forget what the number is. But
okay. Here's Frazier with a runner at second. Cubs down 3-1 here in the 7th inning. Hamels tonight gave up 3 runs, 2 earned in his 6 innings of work. And it'll be the bullpen the rest of the way. I always get notes from your partner. Enzo's always watching us, and I know the Cubs baseball every day has helped get him through his health issues, and being back in the booth with you, I think, has helped a lot too. And a strike.
Good arm action, Pat. Very nice.
All right, now wait a minute. Look at that old check. Wait a minute now. Okay. Well, he was a little closer to the plate. I got to give him that. I threw the radar gun away.
You got the swing and miss. 2-0 on Frazier. But talking about his health stuff. And he's been very upfront about it. I do think it's been cathartic for him to work as much as he can.
Listen, there was no question that last year, having that carrot in front of him to come back before the season ended. Listen, I think a lot of us know people who had to deal with the stuff he had to deal with. It is as tough as it gets, and so he had that thing to look forward to, and it was so great to get him back at the end of last season. Now, and look at the guy's beating cancer. He's going to be a full-timer. He's going to be working on NBC. He'll be doing almost all of our games. So it's just been an absolute joy. And to your point, Lenny, him going public with his battle, I'm going to call it heroic. I think he has potentially saved some lives and raised awareness about the need after a certain age to go get checked.
Yep.
So God bless him.
3-1 the count on Adam Frazier. As JD said, no more for his bat, but maybe the defensive play of the game, turning a 4-3 double play in the 6th. There it comes, and he bounces it foul. So how does the team look in the preseason? I know it's hard because some guys aren't in the lineup on a nightly basis, and they're just trying to get their legs, but how does it feel?
Well, it feels unsettled because you're not seeing your team yet. I mean, the Hawks have played 3 road games. Typically, not a lot of regulars play on the road. There's 3 home games this week, likely to be lineups closer to what you'll start the year with. But again, there's a few guys that have made some inroads during camp.
Popped into left. Here's Schwarber for the second out.
Is there a name or two, either newbies altogether or guys that had a little time last year, that you expect to see take a big step forward?
Well, JD, at the start of the year, this kid Yoki Haru, who's a defenseman they drafted in the first round a couple of years ago, he's 19 years old. I think he's going to start the year here, and shown some great skill in the early part of camp. But again, until you get into the real games where everybody you're playing against is an NHLer, I've always taken training camp with a game of salt.
We do the same thing in spring training, man. You can get fooled in spring training, and I would assume the same thing.
Maybe even October you can take with a grain of salt, right?
To a degree, right. But that's closer to the real deal than September is.
Here comes Joe. Looks like we've got a pitching change coming. As a right-handed hitting Pablo Reyes is due. So we'll step aside. Steve Cishek when we come back.
There's nothing like summer at Wrigley Field, except for fall. The push is on, and when every W matters, we need everybody in.
Discover the versatility of the Lexus LX. The RXL, now with 3 rows of seating, the dynamic style of the NX, and the rugged yet refined GX. So you can be in your element, in any element, with the luxury and capability of Lexus SUVs, perfect for any adventure.
Lease the 2019 NX 300 all-wheel drive for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Love makes you do crazy things, like sneaking the triple-double crunch wrap into the theater with double the layers you love. Careful, that double crunch may land you in movie jail. The $5 triple-double crunch wrap box from Taco Bell.
If tires could talk. What would yours say?
A full house is on hand. Bright sunshine. It's warm. It's a perfect day to play.
Deep left center. Game over. Cubs win. Time now for the BioFreeze call to the pen. Official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. This will be a 75th appearance for the very busy Steve Cishek.
Yeah, he's been busy, and he's also been very good with a 2.28 earned run average, 67 innings of work. He's allowed just 42 base hits, struck out 75, walked 25, scoreless inning on Saturday against the White Sox. That was the first time he had pitched in a week.
Runner at second base. 2 outs, top 7. We are with the 2014 Foster Hewitt Memorial Award winner, Pat Foley. That's hockey's highest honor for a broadcaster.
And it was so great to be able to share that with the family, boy. That's what it's all about.
Man, there have been some greats. Your guy, we've talked about this before, but when you grew up listening to hockey, you thought to yourself, I want to be who?
Lloyd Pettit. I mean, there's only one name in Chicago. Absolute legend and a wonderful guy. I got to meet him after he was done with the Blackhawks, and tremendous guy.
That is in the left. And the Pirates will add to their lead. Pablo Reyes with an RBI single.
Another big 2-out hit for the Pirates. And the story of this ball game, I thought KB was going to be able to knock that one down, keep it in the infield. With the young Pablo Reyes, a bit of a dagger here, just beyond his reach. Good effort.
So when you start in this business, And I tell young broadcasters, I said, you're probably going to pick somebody and you're going to steal all their phrases. Comedians do it when they're in their teens. But then you find your own voice, right? And when I think of Pat Foley, I think you are Pat Foley all the time. And it's the highest compliment I can pay you. But it does take time to find your voice, right?
Well, you're very kind. Thanks, Lenny. I'll tell you this. The first hockey game I ever did at Michigan State University, I said a shot and a goal.
Because that was Lloyd's call.
That's all I listened to when I was a kid.
Sure.
When I heard the tape, I'm going, what are you doing? That's Lloyd's line. You can't.
Well, that was Doug's line, too. Doug, the longtime Milwaukee Admirals voice, Lloyd's son, had that call, too. I worked in Milwaukee for a long time. But, yeah, you know what you know. You know what you grow up with. And I think it's cool, too, that you might have a little Lloyd Pettit in your call, and there may be some people out there who never heard him, and so you're passing along to the new generation.
Well, a couple of the things that he would say once in a while. I love to drop him in. We lose a puck and gain a face-off. You know, just stuff that he would say, and I think of him every time I do it.
No doubt. Swing and a miss, 2-2 on Josh Bell.
I would imagine you talked about young broadcasters, and you know we got people asking us how do you get in the business stuff, and great advice that you would give. The other thing I would always tell kids, do it all. I mean, if you want to be a newscaster, go do a sportscast, or go spin records, or go do an interview show. Anything you can do to get in front of a microphone and get comfortable with all of it would serve you well.
Yep. Experience is paramount. Former players every once in a while tell us, it's easy. You just go up and you talk. All right, you do it. And then they're paralyzed.
Exactly.
It's easy to do it. It's not easy to be good at it. 3-2 with the runner moving in ball 4.
Danny Gallivan was my guy growing up.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because I grew up on the Canadian border of northern New York. We got Canadians all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he was extraordinary. The puck in the paraphernalia.
The cannonading drive.
The cannonading drive, that's right. I was so proud of myself when I first saw Dennis Savard do a 360. I didn't know what to do the first time. The second time, spinorama. I dropped that. And I was so proud of myself. About 10 years later, I'm reading a book. Danny Gallivan used to say that.
With Serge Savard, right?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's a Savard thing. They all spin.
Yeah.
Cervelli takes wide for a ball. And we've caught some baseball, too. Very different sport.
Well, and you used a line a moment ago, Lenny. People talk about keeping up with hockey, which is difficult. I think baseball is way tougher to be good at.
It's just different, you know.
Totally.
It really is. You've got to memorize a lot of names every night, line combinations, and you've got to be right on it. You can't look down at your notes. Whereas doing baseball, you've got to have a lot of gaps to fill.
And therein is the challenge, and I think what separates the good ones from the great ones, you know, in your sport. And by the way, yeah, I got to memorize names and numbers and got to be sharp with all that. But hey, there's a lot of we got it, they got it. Let's go to commercial.
2-1 on Cervelli. You don't have to memorize 19 and 88. You always know when those guys have the puck.
Absolutely.
To watch Patrick Kane stick handle, I mean, he really is. He's Javier Baez on the ice.
Great call, Lenny.
Yeah, he's a playmaker.
So fun to watch. And your guy playing shortstop tonight, I hope he is the MVP. He's certainly the most exciting player in baseball to watch. He's a treat. And when 88's got the puck on his stick, pretty likely something special is going to happen.
3 balls, 2 strikes on a tough hitter. Cervelli has homered, walked, singled, knocked in 2, and scored twice. And Cishek trying to keep this game close. Bounced foul.
I have a process question for you. So we sit up here doing a game with our scorebook, Do you when you're doing a hockey game, is there notes? Do you take notes during the game, or is there any reason to?
I do write down the scoring goals and assists, and I write down penalties. I have a little sheet in front of me.
Sheet, yeah,
so similar to what you guys, it's not as consistent. You're keeping track of every batter. So I just, penalties and scoring plays I keep track of.
Ground ball to second. Bell jumped over it. Murphy will throw to first, and that'll do it. All right, Pat, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Time to hear your singing voice. And it's brought to you by St. Xavier University.
Tonight's conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Blackhawks broadcaster Pat Foley.
All right, Cub fans, let's get the offense going here. Let me hear you. Good and loud. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Oh, it's root, root, root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame for it. The old ball game. Let's get some runs.
The 7th inning stretch is presented by St. Xavier University, where success meets purpose.
The Honda Accord LX is in a class all by itself. It has upscale styling and standard Honda sensing to help improve awareness on the road, with more powerful acceleration and passenger volume than either a Toyota Camry, Ford Fusion, or Nissan Altima. Maybe that's why it's the 2018 North American Car of the Year. Now is a great time to buy the Accord. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer and test drive a Honda today.
Oh, you are my sunshine. Oh, my only sunshine. Oh, girl, you make me happy sometimes. And my skies are gray. You never know how much I love you. But I don't want you to take my sunshine away.
Cub fans, do you know what tickets you want for next season? Here's your first chance to secure those seats to your must-have games for the 2019 season. Visit Cubs.com/deposits for all the details.
Tyone still working. Pinch hitter Tommy La Stella takes a strike. 4-1 Pittsburgh. We had a note earlier that don't want to repeat, but you give this guy 3+ runs of support, and he's deadly as La Stella grounds out. One away here in the Cubs 7th.
Yeah, and not just Tyone. Their pitching has been outstanding. It's a 4-game set. We're going to see 3 guys, 3 of the 4 have ERAs in the 1s here in the month of September. So it sounds easy enough. Go 4-3 on this homestand. You would force the Brewers to win out to force a tie. So it looks good, but you still got to go out and win. You're going to have to beat some pitchers who are throwing the ball very well.
So the Rockies blowing out the Phillies early. The Brewers lead the Cardinals 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th in St. Louis.
Let's take a look at what lies ahead. Archer, Nova, Williams for the Pirates. Archer with a 338 this month. But look at Nova 110, Williams 152, and he's been good for an extended period of time.
On Victor. Tyone had to work around an infield hit, 2 walks in the 6th. Driven to left, but easy for Dickerson. 2 outs. I mentioned earlier a couple of right-handers unavailable. They're on the card. Keone Kela has been shut down, and Edgar Santana dealing with a forearm/elbow issue. So they are listed, but they will not pitch in this series.
Probably some combination of Rodriguez, Crick, and Vasquez to finish this game for Hurdle, depending on how much he gets out of Tyone here.
Cardinals have put up 3 in the 6th to take the lead. Jose Martinez with a homer, and then Marcell Ozuna with a 2-run shot. And put Pablo Reyes and Marcell Ozuna together to make Pablo Ozuna, former big leaguer. Randy Rosario and Alec Mills up in the bullpen. Murphy flies to deep center. And the Cubs go in order in the 7th, trailing 4-1.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
During Ford SUV season, find out why more people come back to Ford than any other brand. Here's a reason.
We've got room.
And here's another.
Waze says it's faster to take the side streets.
Perfect.
And by the way, Ford has won more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. Now get Edge with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 cash during the Ford SUV season, only at your local Ford store.
You're headed down the highway when the guy in front slams on his brakes out of nowhere. You do too, but not in time. Hey, no big deal. You got a good record, and Liberty Mutual won't hold a grudge by raising your rates over one mistake. You hear that, Karen? Liberty Mutual doesn't hold grudges. How mature of them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey, welcome back. A year that changed baseball forever. Watch 1998, The Summer of Sammy, presented by Elgin Hyundai. An exclusive documentary about the legendary home run race, including interviews with Sosa, McGuire, and many more. Next Monday at 7, only on NBC Sports Chicago.
I buried the lead on the Cardinals home runs. Josh Hader gave up both.
Wow.
So it's 4-3 St. Louis, bottom 6. Here it's 4-1 Pittsburgh, and Randy Rosario will work the 8th.
And Garcia, Cishek, and now Rosario coming in behind Cole Hamels tonight. Randy 4-0 with a 374. And Dickerson, Osuna, Luplow, the scheduled batters here in the top of the 8th.
Lefty-lefty matchup, and Dickerson takes up and in.
Randy is 24 years of age from the Dominican Republic.
Had a nice year.
Left-handed batters hitting just 169 against him. Although he has not been used strictly as a lefty specialist, that has been his strength.
Dickerson might need a new bat.
And he got knocked around by the White Sox on Friday. A third of an inning, he allowed 5 hits and 3 runs. So that ERA jumped from 3.18 to 3.74.
Yeah, and it's easy to say don't get too invested in a reliever's ERA, but that's the first number everybody sees.
Yeah, if there was a stat, if there was a how many times he gets the job done stat, that would be,
They don't
could be
have a
somewhat
little-
subjective. You'd have to dig in and do a deep dive. But
They don't have an asterisk on your baseball reference page that says this particular year he had 2 bad outings which skewed his ERA.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a 450, but he gave up 6 runs in this one appearance, and if not for that, he would have had a 310. He's had a few clunkers in the second half, hasn't been quite as sharp, but overall it's been a nice year for the rookie. I'd say in his time with the Cubs, and he's been up and down a lot, he has been in and out of the circle of trust of manager Joe Madden. More in than out.
Hit pretty well, but way foul to right. The Red Sox have clinched home field through the entire postseason as long as they're in it. A franchise record 106th win. Lined to Zobrist. The batter Osuna, and Joe will make a change. He's got Alec Mills ready, and we're back in a minute.
Do your thing. Flee that nest. Seize that moment. Find your inspiration. Be extraordinary. Spread your wings. Mazda. Feel alive.
Now lease the 2018 Mazda CX-9 Sport for $309 a month for 36 months.
Wandering through secret hills and telling stories round the grill. From lazing out on peaceful docks to raging to a band that rocks. You never know just where in life Corona cans might take you now. Food truck food on city nights with neon burning bright. Digging for Corona cans in coolers full of ice. Never-ending summer nights with cold cans of Corona Light. You never know just where in life Corona cans might take you now.
Ready to do this?
Yes.
Turn right here.
During the Jeep Adventure Days event,
So funny.
discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability.
That's so cool.
And the confidence to go where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive. It's your first adventure. Start it off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event. Get $4,000 combined cash allowance plus $1,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees get this low mileage lease on select 2018 Compass models.
Time now for our Elgin Hyundai Fan Cam. Freeze call to the pen brings Alec Mills into the contest.
4 games with the big club this year, a couple of starts, a couple of times out of the pen, a 3.07 ERA for 14 2/3 innings of work. Not a lot of work, but good numbers. 18 strikeouts in those 14 innings. 2 scoreless in Arizona on the 18th.
Colin Moran for Osuna.
Gets pretty good movement on his fastball, a little bit of a crossfire delivery. Not a real hard thrower, averaging 90 miles per hour. Slider, change, and curve.
The A's have clinched a wild card spot. What a story they have been. I liked them a lot in spring training. I wasn't in on them enough to say they'd be a playoff team. I thought they'd be pretty decent.
Yeah, for a while there, the Mariners were the kind of the darlings of the American League, the team that people thought might claim a spot, but they've dropped off. The A's have continued to play good baseball for a long time. They're 50-31 in their home ballpark.
That would be the Coliseum. Moran strikes out. Coliseum would probably rank number 30 among all the big league ballparks in just about every category. But I like it.
I don't dislike it.
They have a rabid fan base, not a big one, but the fans make it fun. And that ballpark reminds me of my youth, when you had the all-purpose stadiums all over the place. It's really the last one of its kind in that regard. So I kind of dig it.
What's its official name now?
I think it's just the Coliseum now.
Just Coliseum. It used to be the
changed a lot.
Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. You can kind of hear Howard Cosell.
The Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Yep. Let's put it this way. I like the Coliseum when the plumbing is working.
Yeah. The backed up plumbing gives it a special charm.
I do wish they'd get rid of Mount Davis. They got rid of all of that. They used to have really beautiful views. The 3-1 to Luplow is ball 4. So he's on for the first time.
Luplow has shown decent patience in his brief major league time. He was trying to throw that crossfire heater to the outside corner, couldn't keep it on the edge.
You mentioned the Mariners. They have the longest playoff drought, I believe, in all the major sports. Last time they were in the postseason was 2001. Baez will flip. Murphy at the bag. And they force Luplow. Bottom of the 8th, getting late. Cubs trail 4-1.
Mom and Dad got a new car with the extra third row seats. They think it's theirs, but it's not theirs. It's mine. Mine.
The RX 350L with 3 rows for up to 7 passengers.
Are you excited about your baby sister coming?
Experience space for the unexpected with the Lexus RXL, part of the RX family.
Lease the 2018 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $439 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Ready to do this?
Yes.
Turn right here.
During the Jeep Adventure Days event,
So fun.
discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability.
That's so cool.
And the confidence to go where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive. It's your first adventure. Start it off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event. Get $4,000 combined cash allowance plus $1,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees get this low-mileage lease on select 2018 Compass models.
It is hard to find your footing, so you need people that you're close to help guide you.
I think about how important it was for me to have the role models that I've had.
Look at that. I wasn't able to get there alone. He essentially plucked me out of obscurity.
He's the one who said, hey man, this is your life. This is what you need to do.
Nobody can do it alone. The more help you can get along the way, the faster you can achieve your goals.
I'm in it to fly.
To help people achieve their dreams.
To speak for those who cannot.
Whatever you're in it for, we're in it together.
Update, both the Cubs and the Bears are alone in first place for the first time since, get this, 1989. Dave Wanstead will break down the Bears and Mitchell Trubisky later on In the Loop. For now, I'll see you on the post game. We go back to Len and JD at Wrigley Field.
Hefty home run time. The Cubs have 1 run in this game. And it was a solo homer by Cole Hamels. And the Cubs hoping that's not it for them tonight, because the last 4 games played in Pittsburgh, the Cubs scored 1 time in all 4, and they were all solo home runs. Very weird.
Yeah.
Here's Richard Rodriguez for Tyone.
Rodriguez, a rookie, having a nice year. 2.43 the ERA. 60 times he's come out of the pen. Well, make it 61 with tonight. Those 85 strikeouts are a rookie record for a Pirate reliever.
Short DL stint in June with right shoulder discomfort as he faces Ben Zobrist. Ben is 0 for 3 tonight.
90-93 with a running fastball and a swing and miss slider for the rookie right-hander.
Popped him up. This is playable for Bell in foul territory, and he has it for the first out.
So the big story, of course, is the Cubs in pursuit of yet another division championship, but we'll be keeping an eye on the batting race as Zobrist battles down here in the final few days. Anthony Rizzo still has a shot to drive in 100 runs. He's sitting on 96. And of course, Javi Baez locked in this battle for the MVP. It appears to be a 2-man race, he and Yelich. But, Freddie Freeman will get a lot of consideration. Matt Carpenter. Nolan Arenado, I guess, he's still be in the mix a little bit, but they're the 2 guys that are creating the most buzz. Baez second in home runs, first in extra base hits and RBIs. Yelich in batting average. PS slugging, all good numbers for Yelich. Both steal bases, both are plus defenders.
I think Javi has a reasonable chance to win it.
I think he has a great chance to win it. I mean, if Yelich were to win it, I don't think anybody could make the case that Javi got ripped off.
Yeah, and I guess that the question is going to be among the voters, you know, how many will not vote for either of those two guys, right? So with the point system, that matters. If there are a couple of votes for a couple of other guys you mentioned, I think the vote's going to be pretty close. Maybe I'm wrong. Swing and a miss, strike three. So, two retired here in the Cubs' eighth.
Well, he missed a spot by a wide margin, but he still got his man.
Foul strike on Rizzo. Anthony reached on a walk in the sixth. 0 for 2 on the night. Both starters with quality outings tonight. Hamels 6 innings, 2 runs earned, 3 runs overall. Tyone 7 innings, 1 run. Hit hard up the middle, diving stop. Newman. Throw gets by Bell, however, and Rizzo reaches. It'll be a base hit for Rizzo.
That was one impressive swing of the bat. This thing is armpit high, and he gets on top of it. And Newman is a very good glove man. He's had some issues with his throws since coming to the big leagues. Now, this is not an easy play at all. It's a hurried throw. Probably didn't have a very good grip on it. He just kind of fling it over there and hope for the best.
Different look to the batting order tonight with Schwarber right behind Rizzo. Bryant moved down to the 6th spot. Waits on deck. And a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Well, he's done a nice job tonight, cradling some of those borderline pitches.
Foul, pass first. 0-2. Oh, by the way, back on the MVP vote. I bet you somebody's going to have DeGrom as their MVP. He will get a vote or two. I think
he'll
so.
get first place votes.
Yes. I mean, his WAR is over 9.
Yeah, he's the highest WAR in the National League.
Yep. So we go to the 9th. Still 4-1 Pirates.
We're not your average airline, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We do everything differently on purpose, for one purpose: you. You're the reason we fly to 99 destinations and why we don't charge you fees to change your flight or check 2 bags. You. Over 130 million of you chose to fly Southwest last year. That's what matters most to us.
There are 318 openings in the manual scoreboard, and 0 is the amount of fees you pay with a Cubs checking account. We even reimburse ATMs outside our network nationwide. It's just one more way we root for Chicago.
They thought you were loud then. They should hear you now. You're the brotherhood of muscle.
Finance and get $4,000 combined cash allowance plus $1,500 total bonus cash on the 2018 Dodge Journey.
Wrangler jeans are made for those who roll with the times. Like him, and her, and these two. New styles, great fits. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Just like we promised, time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. Adam Frazier with a big 4-3 double play turn. That was in the 6th inning. Cubs had 2 on with nobody out. And that helped Tyone eventually get out of it with no damage.
Yeah, it was a stretch where Tyone was scuffling a little bit with his command bias. A single to lead off the inning. He walked Rizzo and then got that big double play. Also walked Chris Bryant in that inning. And finally struck out Jason Hayward to end the inning. The previous inning, the Cubs left the bases loaded. So they had a couple opportunities, couldn't cash in. The Pirates, on the other hand, have scored 4 runs. With 2 outs.
Kevin Kramer, pinch hitter, flies to left. Hey, Cubs fans, the Cubs offer free remote parking and shuttle service for night and weekend games and a free bike check located near the Addison Red Line station. Pace Express buses also are available from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. Check out available transportation and parking options at Cubs.com/transportation. Pitching change in the 9th, 4-1 Pirates.
Designed to handle instinctively. Designed to adapt instantly. This is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX, designed for Chi-Town.
Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
This isn't just any long-distance relationship. This is long distance with the best Wi-Fi experience, plus the most free shows to stream. And with savings on wireless, this is a relationship with more money to spend on the important things. This is how Xfinity makes life simple, easy, awesome.
Get started with Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, ask how you can save on your wireless bill when you include Xfinity Mobile with your internet. Click, call, or visit a store today.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? You introduce the 2018 Ford EcoSport, and you surprise people with how much they can get in a small SUV. That means more standard features and more upgrades for a lot less than expected. It's the big upgrade in a small package. From Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get EcoSport with $3,000 cash back or lease one for $189 a month during SUV season. Only at your local Ford store.
Hey, welcome back. MLB At Bat is your #1 app to follow the Cubs postseason push. Get Cubs home screen icons and features such as live radio broadcast, the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Brian Dunsing, veteran left-hander, facing Adam Frazier. Nobody on, 1 out, 9th inning. Cubs trail 4-1. Curve is over for a strike. A chopper behind the bag at first. Rizzo unassisted.
Brewers and Cardinals now tied 4-4, top of the 7th.
Cub fans rooting for the Cardinals, huh? Feels a little strange, but I think you have to do it, right? Brewers are your closest.
Dogs living with cats kind of moment.
Trailer. In the air down the left field line, and it is gone. A home run for Pablo Reyes. That is his second, and it's 5-1.
And it's another 2-out run for the Pirates. 2 outs, nobody on in the first when Bell singled before Cervelli homered. 2-out double Osuna in the 6th to plate Cervelli. 2-out hit Reyes in the 7th to score Newman. That is not to say that the Pirates are especially virtuous because they score runs with 2 outs, or the Cubs are flawed because they've given up runs with 2 outs. It's just something I noticed and worth pointing out. It happens. It's not like you're going to go have a huddle. Hey, we need to work on our 2-out game.
It was a fielder's choice off the bat of Christian Yelich that tied that game in the 7th. So Josh Hader gave up the lead, gave up 2 home runs. Jordan Hicks throwing 102, 103, gave up the game tying run. Tough league.
Yeah, Hicks.
2 of the nastiest pitchers in baseball have allowed runs in that game.
Hicks throws pitches like I've never seen before. These 104-mile-an-hour sinkers.
Bell strikes out, and we'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Cubs need a big rally. It's 5-1.
At Kia, we put the U in SUV. From the rugged who needs roads you, to the stylish music festival hopping you, to the adventurous up for anything you, to the earth-loving just driving to pick up some green juice you. Whoever you are, you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at Kia, America's best value. Lease the 2019 Sportage LX for $189 a month, plus get $500 SUV bonus cash.
Hello. Not all souvenirs are handy, but the BMO Harris Blackhawks Debit MasterCard is. When a bank puts the team in your hands, that's the BMO effect.
What's the ball? You want a ball? It's here. Get the ball.
Not all souvenirs are handy, but the BMO Harris Bulls Debit MasterCard is. When a bank puts the team in your hands, that's the BMO effect.
Okay, let's go. Turn right here. Here?
Yeah. During the Jeep Adventure Days event, discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability. And the confidence to go where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive. It's your first adventure.
That was awesome.
Start it off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event. Get $3,500 combined cash allowance plus $1,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees get this low-mileage lease on the 2019 Cherokee.
Wednesday night here on NBC Sports Chicago, Pirates and Cubs back at it for game 3 of 4. Coverage starts at 7, or you can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. Ivan Nova and Jose Quintana, the probables for game 3. Felipe Vasquez will work in a non-save situation with a 4-run lead.
36 saves, 41 tries for the hard-throwing left-hander, a 2.82 ERA, 85 strikeouts in 67 innings. Does it with a fastball in the upper 90s. Dazzling changeup, also a good slider. No fun to hit against this guy.
Bryant, Hayward, and a pinch hitter. Tel Marte has a triple and a homer tonight against Clayton Kershaw.
It was a Kershaw-Robbie Ray matchup.
2-1 Arizona in the 4th inning.
Rockies could pull within a half a game of the Dodgers.
Cycle watch from the desert. Diamondbacks eliminated from playoff contention, but trying to spoil the Dodgers season after they got swept by the Rockies, who lead 9-0 now in the 7th against the Phillies. Bryant with a base hit in the left center. Leadoff single for Chris.
Rally caps are on, and perhaps the rally has begun. Solid single for KB. He walked last time, so 1 out of 3 plus a walk tonight for Chris.
Vasquez to Hayward, and a high fly down the right field line. That ball's going to be caught by Reyes. Typically off the bat of the left-hander, that ball is going to curl toward the corner, but it actually came back, and I think the wind grabbed it. And Reyes had to make a very late adjustment in his first game here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, it looks like the wind has picked up a little bit too.
Albert Almora will pinch hit for Dunsing. First pitch strike. Change up at 89 from Vasquez. This one hit well, and it will be caught by Luplow. 2 down. And it will be up to Victor Caratini.
If you don't come back and beat a guy like Vasquez, you at least hope to make him throw a lot of pitches and possibly render him unavailable for tomorrow, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's much
2 outs
more
and 6 pitches.
Much more important in a 4-game series early on to try to make them use a lot of bullpen. What's left to accomplish for the Pirates? Well, they're 78 and 76. You know they'd like to finish the year with a winning mark. They are going to finish in 4th place. Two strikes on Caratini. The kick, the pitch nearly hit him.
Load him up and get Bodie up there.
Vasquez has it. And the Pirates take the opener behind Jameson Taillon. 5-1 the final.
And this bizarre trend continues for the Cubs against the Pirates. 1 run on a solo home run. This time it comes from Cole Hamels. As Taillon able to handcuff the Cubs for most of the night. They had a couple of chances there in the middle innings. We talked about it there in the beginning of the inning. Big chance in the 5th. Left the bases loaded. Another opportunity in the 6th. Frazier turned a big double play, kind of cleaned things up. And Taillon and company did the rest.
The toast of the game is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. And it is the starter and winner, Jameson Taillon.
Yeah, he's been on quite a roll. The Pirates have won his last 7 starts. He had a 166 over the previous 6 coming into this one. It is now, 21 consecutive starts, allowing 3 runs or less for the big right-hander.
The updated Corona standings, the magic number stays at 5 over Milwaukee in the division. Brewers are tied 4-4, 7th inning in St. Louis. And for JD, for Kelly, and our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here at Wrigley, Len Casper is saying so long. Your final score: Pirates 5, Cubs 1. We're back with you again Wednesday night at 7 for Game 3 of this series against the Pirates. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois post-game live.
Well, that was no fun. Cubs post-game live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, is up next. He's David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Boy, just couldn't get anything going. They had some traffic.
Yeah.
No big hits in big spots.
No big spots. You had Schwarber up in a big situation there. Zobrist in a big situation. But this is the 5th game in a row that they've scored by only a solo home run against the Pirates. So something about the Pirates pitchers right now, they're doing a good job against the Cubs hitters. So the Cubs have to don't worry about this game. Focus on tomorrow.
All right, see if they can get something done. Right now, the Brewers and Cardinals tied at 4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll keep you updated. Quick timeout. We'll come right back to the post-game roll.
This is Gemütlichkeit, the spirit of Wisconsin. Friendship, warmth, and good cheer. That's Gemütlichkeit, and that's Wisconsin.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
In my heart.
Imagine a connected home that works with any AI assistant of your choice, where daily chores become so easy and done just the way you want. In this world, with LG ThinQ, you'll have the time and the freedom to live the life of your dreams. Think wise. Be free. LG ThinQ.
game.
Oh boy.
Hey, Joy, a lot of people, not a lot of party.
Yeah, Daryl needs to put the play in the playlist.
I can't stream out here. Joy can. She's got the new iPhone on Verizon.
Just got it. Best phone, best network.
Nice. And only Verizon gives you 6 months of free Apple Music. Daryl, no. Read the room.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay.
I did it. Yeah, DJ!
Ever since we first opened our doors, we've been committed to developing relationships with the very best local farmers. Because we thought that would be a sensible way to offer our customers the best, freshest produce at the lowest possible prices. Now, 80 years later, this whole locally grown thing has gotten pretty fashionable. Whoever thought common sense would be so cool, hip, and trendy? Come see for yourself.
Wisconsin fall colors. Available while supplies last.
Cubs baseball on NBC Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers. As reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. And by Toyota. Tested, trusted, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Vasquez has it. And the Pirates take the opener behind Jameson Taillon. 5-1 the final.
Well, this one was really not close. Pirates were in command all night long. 5-1 the final. 5-7-0. A whole lot better than 1-7-1. Taillon 14-9 over Hamels 9-11. Hello and welcome in to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois with David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Cole Hamels deserved a better fate. He drives in the only run with a monster home run. He crushed. And he threw up a quality start, and Cubs gave him no support.
Yeah, no support. Just the bats were silent today. Taillon was really attacking him with that fastball, but his accuracy of putting it where he wanted to was really dominant today. He had the hitters off balance, and it was, you got to tip your cap to Taillon. He pitched really well, but Hamels, he just battled back after that first inning.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Taillon's breaking ball today, the curveball.
Yeah, some of those.
Whoa. All right, let's look at our Gerber Collision and Glass play of the game. First inning, this is what did the Cubs in. Top of the first, a man on, a one out. Cole Hamels, 0-1 pitch to Francisco Cervelli. Actually with 2 outs, and that ball is all the way on Waveland Avenue. I mean, he got it all. Bat drop, and he knew it. That ball is crushed. Out of here on the street, 2-0, and that would be your game-winning.
Yeah, that's 0-1. He wanted it inside more. And when you see that up in the zone and the catcher's glove going to the middle of the plate, you don't want that combination. He got the head out, and seems like this guy is slowly becoming one of those Cubs killers. It just each and every time at Wrigley Field, it seems like he produces.
Yeah, like the trade for the guy. But Hamels at the plate gets one back in the bottom of the third. Watch this crush job. 3-1 pitch from Jameson Taillon. 437 feet to center, his second career home run. He homered off Matt Cain back in July 21 of 2012. And his exit velocity, 105 miles an hour.
Cap, right here, if you didn't know this was a pitcher, that is a heck of a swing. Kept his head down, extension through the ball. It's not easy to go out to center field at Wrigley Field at night, and he made it look easy. That was the best hit ball all game long for the Cubs.
That ball was crushed.
You don't want it the pitcher to have that, though.
No.
That's the problem.
Came in the dugout, I'm sure, and went, guys, not that hard. Let's go. All right, now time for our BioFreeze pitching recap. Official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. After that 2-run home run in the first inning, Cole Hamels was pretty much lights out. He retired 14 of the next 17 batters he faced. after that home run to Francisco Cervelli. 6 innings, 3 runs allowed, only 2 of those earned, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, threw 106 pitches, 67 of those for strike. But Tyone, a little bit better. He went 7 innings in this ballgame and was really solid.
Yeah, Cole looked good. You know, he was attacking both sides of the plate. He mixed in his cutter a lot more today. His first start against the Pirates, he used a lot of changeups, had success there. Then he used more slider fastball. Today he was more cutter, changeup. And after that first inning, he was putting it where he wanted, had the hitters off balance, and he was looking really good. Other than the earned run where Bryant made the error later in the game, he was really on top of his game. So it's good to see him bounce back from his last start where he was just missing over the plate way too much.
Yep, there you go. 6 innings of 5-hit baseball. You'll take that every time, and 2 earned runs, but no offensive support tonight gave him a chance to be a victor. Let's look at our UPS store taking care of business player of the game. And we've got to go to Jamison Tyone. He was pretty nasty tonight. This guy was a high draft pick. He's gone through some health issues and has battled back to be a pretty solid starting pitcher.
Yeah, they're just hoping that he can be another one of those starters. And if you look at their starters, they have Archer, they have this guy Williams that's going to pitch Thursday. That guy pumps a lot of fastballs. He is looking really good. So they're just hoping that this guy can come in, just add another high-quality starter. And if he can continue to put his fastball and put it location-wise like he did today, I mean, he's going to be a number 2, number 3, or 4 in that rotation. So they're hoping that, and then with that off speed, like you said earlier, that was sharp at times. It was really had some great bite to it. So this guy is looking promising, and hopefully he can continue going forward with this confidence.
Yeah, I thought the Zobrist with the bases loaded. Yes. Obviously, that one right there is a big one, but the Zobrist one for me was the big play of the game. All right, let's take a quick timeout, and then we'll hear from Joe Madden. Cubs Post Game Live continues, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Be right back.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days.
Never thought we'd get old. Maybe we're still young. Maybe you always look back and think it was better than it was. Maybe these are the moments. Maybe I've been missing what it's about. Been scared of the future, thinking about the past while missing out on now. We've come so far. I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars. I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days. All the love you won't forget. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
Fast, reliable internet is crucial. Does it ever go down?
Yes.
Can't do my job.
Business grinds to a halt.
Our gig speed network not only downloads files up to 20 times faster, we go beyond fast with 4G backup for complete reliability. So if the unexpected happens, you stay up and running. We lost power, but not to that.
I want that.
Just one more way we go beyond AT&T. For a limited time, get fast, reliable internet for a low price. Call now. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
At Papa John's, when it comes to better ingredients, better pizza, we deliver. And now we're delivering extra value, too.
Right now, get any pan pizza and a 2-liter for only $12. Use promo code ChicagoPan at papajohns.com today.
This flag isn't backwards, it's assaulting forward. Born was a nation of independence, who made the choice to make their lives and their families' lives better. Always moving forward, never retreating, never giving up. We carry on that tradition today. Fight on. Break through. Never quit. This flag isn't backwards. It's assaulting forward. We are grunt style. And this will defend.
Time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem. We got to go Javi Baez here. He makes a really nice play as he settles in at short. Backhand, quick, get rid of it, and get the out at first. Really nice play. Look how quick the transfer is from glove to throwing.
Yes, and when he made the error the other day, he didn't plant his back foot, throw off his back foot. That one, he planted it, and he has one of the strongest arms in the game. He just got to set his feet, and he'll make an accurate throw.
And he said to him, "Hello, Newman." They got a Newman and a Kramer. Unbelievable. Time to hear from Joe Madden, brought to you by Comcast Business, Built for Business.
Hamels tonight was very creditable.
Pardon me?
Hamels was very creditable.
Yeah, he was off a little bit mechanically early, but he put it together. Obviously, the home run early, and then the ground ball down the right field line. He gave us a shot to win. Their pitcher obviously was very good too, and we hit the ball hard early. Then it kind of went away. Give him credit. Tyon, he's been pitching. He's been hot, and he continued to do so. So we pitched well enough to win from our starter. We didn't get the runs, and otherwise that's the tail of the tape, I think.
What do you think of Hamels' home run?
Pretty well struck. He takes a good hack. I mean, the guy can hit. Did it surprise me? No. I mean, it's like Johnny Lester. I think him and Lester mechanically have really good swings. They have very good mechanics, and he timed it perfectly and got it all.
Before the game, you mentioned a lot of things have made sense this year, but not the offense so much. Is this a night that qualifies, or do you give it all the time?
Well, Tyon, I mean, I guess Peter just told me about a crazy run that he's been on with the last 21 starts. So sometimes you run into the wrong guy. I mean, their pitching staff in general has given us a hard time as their starters. And we got Archie tomorrow, and I know Williams is on the last day, and who's on the third day? Nova, Supernova. So they got a nice rotation that has given us a hard time. We have to somehow overcome that. They are good, but we got to do better. Like I said, the at-bats early were really well done, and then Tyon just started getting command of his curveball also. He's dropping that in on, like, when he was behind in the count for strikes. And when a guy can do that like he did that's where this great run's probably coming from. His slider got better. Early on, I thought we had a pretty good shot, but then he just settled in and turned it up a bit.
The other thing you said before the game is you were interested to look in the guy's eyes, see what you got back beforehand. You'd like what you'd seen recently. You thought you'd be fine. What'd you see?
Good. I just saw really good out of Tyon, though, unfortunately. No, I mean, I thought we came out swinging the bats well. And we had opportunities early. We even had opportunities in the middle. We just didn't get the big hit tonight. But I'm telling you, this kid's good. That's no fluke.
All right, that's right. Here's our Jim Beam winning box score, and this one belongs to the Pirates. Frazier had a tough night at the top. Reyes, though, had a couple knocks, had a home run. Josh Bell had a knock. Big day for Cervelli again. 2 RBIs, that home run in the first was the game-winning hit, and then a couple of knocks for Ozuna, and nothing else in that lineup, but they got enough.
Yeah, they got enough. Their guys that they rely on 2, 3, 4 did the damage, and then Ozuna had the big knock there to put it a 3-1 lead. That almost extended. That felt like a 4-run lead at that point because the way Tyon was pitching, he was totally in control at that point.
All right, time to take another timeout. We'll be right back. Cubs post-game live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Don't forget, In the Loop follows this show.
At the UPS store.
Yeah, we printed that sign.
I thought you just did shipping.
Oh, no, we do printing, packing, notarizing, faxing, shredding, mailboxing, taping, laminating, consulting, trading, designing, returning, and of course, shipping.
I can't feel my legs. I should really get him home.
From printing to packing to mailboxing, go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. With available Pro Pilot Assist, that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Wow, the new iPhone really exceeds all expectations.
Yep, and by getting the iPhone with our unlimited plan, you can get the best in entertainment.
TV and movies.
Yep.
Music.
If you want.
That video of you at the office party.
The one where I made out with Santa.
Yes.
Hey, you're supposed to delete that.
Oh no, technically that is also the best in entertainment.
He ghosted me. I'm in the North Pole. Yeah, right.
Upgrade your upgrade. Get the new AT&T Unlimited plan on the amazing new iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Chicago, you've got great taste. Thanks for making us your #1 beer. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Okay, let's go. Turn right here. Here? Yeah.
During the Jeep Adventure Days event, discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability. And the confidence to go where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive. It's your first adventure.
That was awesome.
Start it off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event. Get $3,500 combined cash allowance plus $1,000 bonus cash, or well-qualified lessees get this low-mileage lease on the 2019 Cherokee.
Ignite something. Ignite the room. Ignite glamour and elegance. Confidence and independence. Only the perfect cut unleashes a diamond's power to ignite hearts on fire.
Available at James & Sons Fine Jewelers in Chicago, Orland Park, and Cherville. Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Time now for our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Who's hot and who's not this season versus the Pirates starter Chris Archer, who's a very close friend of my partner. Well, how about hot? Javi, 3 for 6, a double and an RBI. Who's not? Ian Happ, 1 for 5 with 4 Ks and a 200 OBP. All right, welcome back to Cubs Post-Game Live. Time for our Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Key to tonight's game, unfortunately, a Cubs loss, but you had said before, keep them in the park.
Yeah,
Couldn't do it.
No, over his last 4 games, Cole Hammonds has given up 7 homers, and the last couple have been 2 runs, 3-run homers. So those just kind of are tough to come back from with the offense struggling to score runs. So, but the great thing is after that, he was able to settle down and pitch really well. So hopefully he can bounce back. He bounced back, and hopefully he can continue this trend his next start.
We'll see. Cervelli crushed that ball.
Man, look at that.
That ball is center cut. That ball was barreled up all the way to Waveland.
He did not feel that. That's one of those where you don't feel, you just extend it, and you just hope it keeps flying, and it did.
Yeah, it flew. Absolutely. Let's talk about the left on base problem tonight as well. Cubs were just not able to get a big hit in a big spot. They have Schwarber up with 2 men on, nobody out, double play. They get Zobrist up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and you need a hit here to get right back in this game or take the lead. He grounds out to first.
And that's a 91-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, too. And this is your guy. He's competing for the batting title right there. You had your right guys up. Schwarber's coming into this game feeling confident, feeling good. You had the right guys up, they just couldn't come through, and that's the thing about baseball. You know, it's tough sometimes, and that's a nice little cutter right there. See you later, Jason Hayward. So, you know, there's times when guys need to step up. Sometimes the pitcher's getting paid too. So he put it some good pitches that we saw. Those are really good spots where he put it. Other than the Ben Zobrist pitch that could have gotten hit, the other 2 pitches were really good.
Yeah, that cutter that ran back on the edge.
That's the hi-ya.
Yeah, it's
right.
like the, oh, God. That's it. Not their best defensive night either. Top of the sixth, Cervelli singles to third. But Chris Bryant's throw is off the mark. I don't think he would have thrown him out on this. He might have. Would have been close, but the throw wasn't close.
That wasn't anywhere. He just rushed his throw right here, didn't get his arm up above his shoulder right there, and that thing was just tailing. And you just don't want to make that mistake, because that's a big run. Then Ozuna came up and did a great job of hitting, stayed inside the ball, shot it down the line. And that, the point, like I said earlier, that 3-1 lead when Tyon was dominating, that was a big insurance run right there.
Yeah, when it got to 3-1, I thought, okay, it's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
All right, time for one final break here. Cubs post-game live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'll be right back.
Oh boy. Hey, Joy, a lot of people, not a lot of party.
Yeah, Daryl needs to put the play in the playlist.
I can't stream out here.
Joy can. She's got the new iPhone on Verizon.
Just got it. Best phone, best network.
Nice.
And only Verizon gives you 6 months of free Apple Music. Daryl, no. Read the room.
Sorry.
It's okay. Okay.
I did it. Yeah, DJ!
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
We have a serious problem. We're all at risk. We're all at fault. Distracted driving is killing innocent people every day. We're making conditions unsafe for everyone by not paying attention. Phones and devices down. Please. It really is a matter of life or death.
So a tree falls in your brand new car and totals it. And as if that wasn't bad enough, now your insurance won't replace it outright because of depreciation. If your insurance won't replace your car, what good is it? You'd be better off just taking your money and throwing it right into the harbor. I regret that.
With new car replacement, if your brand new car gets totaled, Liberty Mutual will pay the entire value plus depreciation. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The city is in your hands.
Drive now.
You're looking for it, we've got it.
Mike Anderson Chevrolet. The choice is obvious.
Best values right here, now. The name for savings.
It's what sets us apart.
It's September, and this is your chance. Lease a Trax LT today. Ultra low mileage, just $159 a month.
Visit Mike Anderson Chevrolet in Chicago, 1 mile west of the Kennedy on beautiful Irving Park Road. Mike Anderson Chevrolet, the Chevy Giant.
See you soon.
Welcome.
You like dinosaurs? So do I.
Run!
Holy! We're not on an island anymore.
I have to see this.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Be the first to buy or rent now and watch anytime, anywhere on your favorite screens with DirecTV Cinema. Movie Star to Channel 125.
Night for Cole Hamels, who pitched well enough to win. He is speaking to the media at Wrigley Field. Let's take you there right now.
Yeah, I think anytime I guess you hit a home run, it's pretty exciting. But I think it goes better when you win. You really have to kind of give it to talent. I mean, he came after us and threw the ball really well. Unfortunately, I think, I just was able to get a pitch that I could hit and account. And, but then obviously then he broke it down the second at bat. So it's, he's a tremendous pitcher and, he's got a lot of upside, to look forward to. And he's going to be a challenge from here on out.
Your numbers are fine. You went the first 7 starts without giving up a homer, and now it's like 4 or 5 giving up one. I mean, am I splitting hairs too much, or is there even You want to get a little sharper or whatever?
I mean, shoot, giving up home runs sucks. You know, I can't shy away from it. I do give them up. I've given them up in my career. Try to minimize the damage to mostly solos. But, you know, at the same time, when you give them up in the first inning, when you're at home, it definitely doesn't set the momentum. And you know, it creates that, you know, that sort of extra game that you have to play because now you're trying to come from behind. You know, they've obviously already done some damage, and you know you've got to play with that in your head of you know what can come throughout a game. But you know it's not where I'd like to have pitches. Unfortunately, that was a pitch where we were intending to throw it, and he got to it. So you just have to tip your hat to that situation. I think the home runs they gave up in Arizona were bad pitches and bad locations to their slug. To where they actually do their damage. So, it's a matter of really just trying to, limit the damage and just be a little bit smarter.
All right, here is the matchup for tomorrow's Game 2 starters. Mike Montgomery, 5-5. Chris Archer, 5-8. The big acquisition at the deadline for the Buccos. So it should be an interesting matchup. Archer has really good stuff. He just has never quite become the star I think everybody thought that he would be. Monty looked really good the last time out of season high, 8 strikeouts for the win in Arizona. So it should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. Just Monty has to keep that fastball down, make these Pirate hitters bang it in the ground, and trust the guys behind him. They've let him down. The fielders have let the pitchers down a couple times these last few days. But now it's time for the pitchers to step up and make that pitch.
Yeah, I thought he pitched a really good ball game in Arizona.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. 8 strikeouts, that's nice. It's good to see that slider starting to work for him. He changed a little grip on it, and it has more bite to it now.
All right, we will see. Okay, Cubs lose this one. Cardinals and Brewers getting ready to resume after a lengthy rain delay. It is 4-4. They just started again. 4-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning in St. Louis. Thanks for watching. In the Loop's next.
So I'm just happy starting a new chapter, especially being home. The move was very frequent for me, so it didn't take as strenuous of leaving other places. And our team, speaking of our team, we've been looking good so far. We've been at the gym for the last 2-3 weeks. Guys been coming in, so that's also helped me get some chemistry.
A new era of Bulls basketball is set to begin on the West Side. Layla Rahimi here. Welcome to In the Loop, presented by GMC. It was Victory Monday at Hallis Hall, but Matt Nagy knows the offense has a long way to go to catch up to the defense. But first, it is time to go no huddle. As expected, an MRI today confirmed a torn ACL for 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. The former Rolling Meadows star is out for the rest of the season. San Francisco will turn to C.J. Beathard to run the offense. The former Iowa quarterback played in 7 games last year. Northwestern running back Jeremy Larkin announced he is retiring from football. The sophomore was diagnosed with cervical stenosis, which is a narrowing of the spinal canal in the neck. In his first year as a starter, he ran for 346 yards and 5 touchdowns in the Wildcats' first 3 games of the season. To the main event, Cubs and Pirates opening a 4-game set as Cole Hamels started in this one. The Pirates get on the board first. Top 1, runner on, Francisco Cervelli. Hits that one deep and on to Waveland. He crushes the Cubs at Wrigley. A 2-run shot that put the Pirates up 2-0. In the third, the Cubs get on the board from an unlikely source because it's Hamels. He smashes this pitch deep to center, 437 feet. It was the second dinger of Hamels' career. The Cubs down 2-1. Top of the fourth, Pirates look to add to their lead after a Jose Osuna double put runners at second and third with 1 out. Hamels strikes out Jonathan Luplow, then gets Kevin Newman to fly out, and that would end the threat. Hello, Newman. Bottom of the 5th, still 2-1. but the Cubs load the bases, and with 2 outs, Ben Zobrist can only ground one to first. Josh Bell scoops it up, steps on the bag, that ends the inning. Pirates make them pay the next inning. Runner is at second. Osuna doubles down the line to right. That brings in another run to make it 3-1 Pittsburgh. Cubs had another chance in the 6th. A runner on first and at second, no outs, and Kyle Schwarber. The ground ball to second. Adam Frazier, the nice play to turn 2, and the Cubs can't cut into the deficit. So top of the 7th, 2 outs yet again. It's Pablo Reyes, who hits one past Chris Bryant as Newman scores to extend the Pirates' lead to 3. The Cubs offense had another off night as the Pirates end up taking this one by a final of 5-1.
Handcuff the Cubs. Sometimes you run into the wrong guy. I mean, their pitching staff in general has given us a hard time as their starters. And we got Archie tomorrow, and I know Williams is on the last day, and who's on the third day? Supernova. So they got a nice rotation that has given us a hard time. We have to somehow overcome that. They are good, but we got to do better. Like I said, the at bats early were really well done, and then Tyon just started getting command of his curveball. Also, he's dropping that in on like when he was behind in the count for strikes. And when a guy can do that, like he did that, that's where this great run is probably coming from. His slider got better. Early on, I thought we had a pretty good shot, but then he just settled in and turned it up a bit.
You know, you hit a home run. It's pretty exciting, but I think it goes better when you win. You know, you really have to kind of give it to Talon. I mean, he came after us and you know, threw the ball really well. Unfortunately, I think, you know, I just was able to get a pitch that I could hit and account, and you know, but then obviously then he broke it down the second at bat. So it's he's a tremendous pitcher, and you know, he's got a lot of upside, you know, to look forward to, and he's going to be a challenge from here on out.
Okay, so to try to make some sense of this, we now welcome in our Cubs post-game live crew. It is David Kaplan and David DeJesus. I laughed during the highlight because you and I both said at the same time, hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman.
You have to laugh a little bit.
You also have a Kramer.
I know. It's too much. If only they had a George Costanza.
Yeah.
So Chris Bryant, let's start with him. 1 for 3 today, batting 6th in the lineup. And David, you said that this is to help limit his at-bats, especially with his shoulder situation. What did you see out of him today?
No, it's still, he's not driving the ball. He got the base hit, but everything has a little loop to it. And getting to that fastball, he just doesn't have that impact on the ball that it's squaring up and going. And, you know, they brought him down to the 6th slot to give him a little help, give him some rest in between at-bats. Because when you're at the top of the order, you're going to get 4 or 5 at-bats.
Sure.
You can hide those at-bats down in the 6th slot. But he came up in some big spots. And, you know, right now, it's just maintaining that shoulder. Hopefully, the Cubs can get to the playoffs and give him a few days there. Hopefully win the division and give him a few days to get stronger as well.
It's a tough situation all around because you want to see Bryant have better opportunities as well. This offense shouldn't have had so few hits in this game. And yeah, there is some credit due there to Jameson Taillon.
Your talent. Cole Hamels like
we'll let Hamels say what he wants.
Look, they have not been able consistently to get big hits in big spots. Bases loaded for Ben Zobrist. It's going to happen. He grounds out. First and second, nobody out. Schwarber hits into a double play. So you have opportunities and nobody delivers.
We've talked about this team, though, with runners in scoring position quite a bit, and it was another same night, different verse type of situation, only 1 for 4.
Yeah, again, the offense is like this.
Yeah.
You're up and you're down, and you get 9 here and 1 there. It's been that way all season long. Man.
All season long, they've had opportunities to just have big innings, and it seems like we always say the pitcher pitched himself at it, but sometimes the hitter has to step up and shoot it the other way or get a big hit, get a walk, just work a count, and they haven't been able to consistently do that yet.
It's a league-wide problem, but you mentioned a pitcher getting out of a jam. How about Cole Hamels? Because he got himself out of a jam with a hit of his own. A bit of an interesting night for Hamels. So he allows the 1 home run. The two-run jack is the only runs charged to his record. But then he also was able to just mash this ball. Shades of Jake Arrieta.
437 feet.
First time he's hit a home run since 2012. But a high pitch count for Hamels. You want to talk about a team who worked the count. He had 106 through only 6 innings.
Yeah,
what do we think of his night?
I thought he was really good tonight. You know, he gave up the home run to Cervelli, who's just a Cubs killer, as you said. The 437-foot home run is second. His only other home run of his career was against Matt Cain. So this guy has pitched very well since coming over. He pitched well enough to win tonight. They just didn't support him.
And he's given up a lot of homers these last 4 games, but he's pitching deep. It's good to see him bounce back from that rough start in Arizona. You know, it's great to see him bounce back. His command was much better tonight than out there in Arizona.
Agreed. David. We thank you for the time.
Hello,
right.
I know. I'm going to do Hello Newman all series. I just know it. Guys, thanks. We appreciate it. Let's try this again tomorrow. And now to a little basketball. Bulls training camp starts tomorrow, and their annual media day kicked off the 2018-2019 season. And as the Bulls players and the front office met with the media, what may have been the most important situation going into this year is the general condition of the team. John Paxson and Gar Foreman addressed the media earlier.
You're not going to hear Gar and I talk about wins or anything like that, but the expectations for us are to see this team come together. What's exciting is that we're healthy. At least we start the year tomorrow healthy. We feel we're deep. We've got at least 2 deep at every position, so we expect training camp to be ultra competitive, where guys will earn the minutes that they get on the floor, and that is very important for us. So a new year is always a blank slate for an organization and a team. I think we've got a really good group of guys that want to be as good as they possibly can be. What that means, that will be determined by how they come together and how well they play. So again, it's always exciting. Love the beginning of the year, and we're ready to go.
The Bulls tip off the preseason Sunday night against the New Orleans Pelicans at the United Center. And for more on Media Day, we send it out to our Bulls post-game live crew. They're back. Mark Shanowski, Will Perdue, and Kendall Gill.
John Paxson kind of threw down the gauntlet at the start of Media Day, saying the Bulls were too deep at every position and training camp would be ultra competitive. Guys, what are your big storylines as training camp opens with 2-a-days here at the Advocate Center?
It was kind of interesting that, you know, when we talked to Gar and you heard what Pax had to say, they kept talking about youth, trying to keep down the expectations of what the fans and what we may have of this team. But when you talk to the players, the passion that they had, and, you know, we talked to asked those players directly about playoff aspirations. Seems like they all have them.
Right.
Seems like the players have them. Management and the coaches, they're trying to hold the expectations down a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
The storylines that I was most intrigued by, Zach LaVine coming back after having a whole summer of being healthy and able to go 100%, and the look in his eyes saying that I want to take a step to the next level. Also, Larry Marketing putting on all of that muscle and also wanting to take a step to the next level, and says, look, I definitely look at guys like Dirk Nowitzki. I aspire to be on that level. That's 2 big statements by 2 guys that are the key cogs in this franchise right now.
And you mentioned Zach LaVine. He is ultra confident after a busy summer of training. I asked him flat out, are the Bulls going to make the playoffs? He says, yeah. Why not? No question about it. They are confident. But, Will, I think one of the issues is going to be for Fred Hoiberg and his staff sorting out the rotation. There's like 10 to 12 guys that think they should be in it. Not everyone's going to get the minutes they want.
They really not. And this is also an evaluation year for Fred Hoiberg. And you heard Pax talk about it. You heard Gar talk about it. We feel now he has the players for his system. So if that is the case, how does he handle and implement this system so it is successful on both ends of the floor? Let's not forget about defense. But how does he handle those players that aren't playing as much as they think they should? Because the last thing you want to do is see a general manager, president come out and say, hey, we're too deep at every position.
Right.
So that means that's 10 guys plus more on the bench, and you talked about they can't play 12 this year. They need to have an 8 or 9 man rotation, so some guys are going to get left out. And how do they handle that? And are they disruptive, or they are in a position where they just work harder to try to get themselves back in that rotation.
And Chris Dunn in the spotlight this year as the point guard.
He is in the spotlight, and he should be in the spotlight because this team needs a general on the floor because you have so many options offensively. Who's going to get the ball to those guys? And that's where your point guard position is so important because he is the quarterback of your team. He has it distributed to the guys who have the hot hand.
So 30 NBA teams going through media days, all of them saying we're going to be better, we're going to make a shot at the playoffs and the championship. We'll see which one of them are correct.
First time in 4 years, the Bears are all alone in first place. And coming up, Coach Dave Wannstedt stops by to break down the good and the bad of Sunday's win over the Cardinals. And the White Sox and Indians were locked in a pitcher's duel on the South Side, where Corey Kluber was looking for his 20th win of the season. Highlights on when In the Loop returns.
In the Loop on NBC Sports Chicago is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now, the new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLT. That's over $5,300 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
All right. Oh, hey, let me get this one. Okay?
Oh, no, you don't have to do that. I owe you from last time. Here, let me send you some money for my BMO Harris app.
I have the BMO app, too, so there.
Don't worry about it. I got this covered.
I can't allow it.
I insist.
Please.
Let me pay.
Let me.
It's my pleasure.
Would you let me pay?
Well, let me pay.
You're too kind.
Should we do something?
Absolutely.
I'm sending you
the feeling you get when sending money's this easy. That's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank.
Experience a blend of refined craftsmanship and raw power. New innovations and a tradition of excellence. Luxury and performance. Engineered to take the crown. The Lexus LS500 and LS500H. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Today is the start of a transformation. A celebration of the what-ifs and the why-nots. Because who says what is what has to be. And who says today is as good as it gets. We're for the bold step, for the breakthrough, for the next day and the next. We're for tomorrow. Advocate Healthcare.
It's a massive markdown, an inventory overstock of the largest new Mitsubishi inventory in Illinois. 2 locations. Every new Mitsubishi will be sold with massive discounts. 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and $500 to $1,000 APR cash. Plus get maximum trade-in dollars. Choose from more than 425 new Mitsubishis, including the new Eclipse Cross. Plus there's hundreds of clearance price pre-owned vehicles for a limited time at Max Matson Mitsubishi in Downers Grove and Aurora, Naperville.
It's our Great Clips clip of the week. What do you think it is? Of course it's Tiger Woods winning the Tour Championship. His first tournament win since 2013. Tiger won, and we haven't gotten to say that in 5 years, and everybody went crazy, so you bet that it's our clip of the week. You'd think that was for Tiger, but no, it's for the Bears. They pulled a page out of the Cubs book for celebrating wins thanks to music, lights, and a disco ball. Kyle Long's dance moves on the left, by the way, are of particular interest in this video. So despite them being in first place for the first time in 4 years, Matt Nagy knows they have a lot of work to do on offense to avoid falling into a first-half hole like they did in Arizona.
But when we came back out the second half, offensively, you know, we did enough to win the game, and so I was proud of those guys for that. The biggest part of that I thought that was neat was there was no finger pointing or no complaining or yelling or on the sideline. Everybody was trying to figure out how can we get better with each drive, and it showed in the end. Where do we got to get better? We got to get better in the red zone, and that's what we need to improve right now. We're moving the ball, and we're getting first downs. We're chewing up the clock, and we're getting stopped in the red zone, and we're kicking field goals, and we need to get touchdowns.
While the offense is still a work in progress, the defense is 5th in the league in yards per game, giving up just 289 through the first 3 weeks. They are also tied for 3rd in interceptions and forced fumbles with 5 and 3, respectively. To break down Sunday's big win, let's send it over to Luke and Coach Dave Wanstead.
The NFL is on alert. The Bears defense is special this year. It's time to break down the game tape from the win over the Cardinals. We're going to get to Trubisky and the offense in just a bit. But, Coach, let's start with the monsters of the Midway, Khalil Mack. Second quarter, they triple-team Khalil Mack, and somehow on 3rd and 12, he still has a big impact.
And that's what you say before we get started here. You can see what the Bears are doing. They got 3 down linemen, but Floyd is standing up. So, really, they're going to rush. They're going to rush 4 guys, but the reason he's standing up, he could rush outside, he could rush inside, he could move. And the offensive line has to adjust on the move about that. So that's the reason for doing that. And this is just great second effort. And when you are in the meeting room this morning, Vic, this is great effort by Floyd. Look how quick he beats the guy right there, number 3. And at this point, I mean, he is on his way to the quarterback. And this is phenomenal effort right there. Phenomenal effort. And what it does, there's Khalil Mack. He gets triple teamed over here, but it's leaving Team Hicks and it's leaving Floyd one-on-one. And that's what's going to happen. So if I'm the coach, I'm standing there and saying, yeah, hey, Khalil, you're getting triple teamed. We know that. But look at these guys. They're all one-on-one. And guys, if you're one-on-one, you got to win your battle.
So let's break down Trubisky. A lot of people want to see that. He's had some open receivers. Here's one he missed on a nicely designed 1st and 10 for the Bears at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and last week we talked about, and Matt Nagy's telling him this, and Mitch knows this, if you're going to throw a deep ball, it's got to be thrown on time, because the longer you hold it, 1, you're going to get pressure, and 2, the defensive back has a chance to react and close the gap on them. They're too fast. So watch what happens right here. Watch Mitch right here, little play-action pass, back, and then he throws it. He overthrows. I'm going to show you this one again because I'm going to make a point right here. I'm going to stop this. Watch this now. Watch this. He comes back. In my mind, right there, the ball's got to be gone. The ball's got to be gone. You're looking your quarterback off. Get rid of the football right there. And watch just the extra, and it's only a second or 2. That's just enough distance for the defense to react. Watch what happens. We hold the ball, we dance, and that little extra dance, in my mind, gives the defense a chance to react.
How much of that little extra hesitation is the inexperience of playing quarterback?
You got to do it, and you want to wait to see the separation. You want to see the receiver get away from the defensive back. It's not going to happen much in this game. These guys are too good.
Guys, thanks. To see more of their breakdown on yesterday's big win, we'll have an encore presentation of touchdowns and takeaways next after In the Loop. Now to the south side, the AL Central champion Indians making a visit to Guaranteed Rate as the Sox open their final home series of the year. And this one was a pitcher's duel as Dylan Covey battled Corey Kluber for 6 innings. Covey scattered 6 hits over those 6 innings, allowing just 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. He left the game with a scoreless score, so he gets a no decision. Kluber lasted 1 inning longer than Covey. The Cleveland A's went 7 scoreless, giving up just 4 hits. He had 11 strikeouts, matching his strikeout total from his last start, also against the White Sox. It's Kluber's 7th double-digit strikeout outing of 2018. It was good enough for his 20th win because top of the 7th, Braden Geyer belts one off of Ian Hamilton on in relief of Covey. That solo shot to left is the only offense Cleveland would need. But the Indians tack on 3 more in the 9th and take the opener 4-0. Afterwards, Rick Renteria was asked about Covey being in the starting rotation next year.
He certainly put himself in a position and has continued to put himself in a position to be considered for that
for sure. And I think his last few outings continue to show that he's got good enough stuff to be able to do that. I think it's premature for me to tell you where we're going to be when we go into the offseason. That's something that we still have to be able to establish in terms of how we're going to move forward. But sure, does he merit consideration? Absolutely. Has he shown that he's possibly capable of doing it on a more consistent basis? Absolutely. So he's not eliminated from that possibility for sure.
Still to come, some training camp battles are brewing for the Blackhawks. Our Pat Boyle tells us who has the edge. Plus, the Flyers unveiled a new mascot, and it kind of went like this today. Details are next.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now. The new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLT. That's over $5,300 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
Are you overloaded with debt, but the word bankruptcy scares you? How about debt elimination, consolidation, or fresh start? How about I have a plan and I can sleep at night? How about bankruptcy? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Search Geraci Law. Read over 12,000 five-star reviews, then click or call or stop in to see if bankruptcy is right for you. When you need to be debt-free, dial 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Good cast, buddy.
Thanks.
From laser-measured floor liners to tech shade.
I got one.
To tech liner for your bed and tailgate. Bump step.
Oh, can I hold it?
Yeah, good job. To no-drill mud flaps.
Wow, look at that.
WeatherTech has everything you need to keep your truck protected all year long. Order at WeatherTech.com or visit our factory store in Bolingbrook. The ultimate protection for your vehicle.
How many ways are there to buy a Hyundai? Only one way, by going to Elgin Hyundai. With over 400 new Hyundais to choose from, there's no doubt you'll find the one for you. Getting started is easy. Visit us online to get an instant quote. It's that simple. And you'll get great savings like a new Kona for only $139 a month. Plus, you always get Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. There's only one way to buy a Hyundai, by going to Elgin Hyundai. Visit ElginHyundai.com.
You're going to like buying a car this way.
Enter for your chance to win the ultimate Hollywood movie experience for you and up to 3 guests. Go behind the scenes on the world-famous studio tour at Universal Studios Hollywood, complete with hotel accommodations and air travel courtesy of Southwest Airlines. Enter at NBCSportsChicago.com/getaway. The Hawks have just days left in the preseason, and on Sunday they trimmed their roster from 51 players to 33. So as the team starts to take shape with just a little more practice and a few more games until the season really begins, here's Pat Boyle and Charlie Roumeliotis.
So the Hawks get ready for the final week of the preseason. They have 3 games remaining at the United Center. We're not going to see Corey Crawford in any of those games, but Joel Quenneville said Saturday, maybe early next week, we could see Crawford return to practice. Still a long shot for him to play in the regular season opener, but there is a chance that we could see the 2018 first-round pick, Adam Boquist, make this team, and that's something we didn't think we were going to see 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Joel Quenneville was speaking to us just now, and he was basically saying that he's going to make it very difficult on the coaching staff, and that it's a different period from when they first started, when they were evaluating him, and there could be a serious chance that he makes the opening day roster.
As we try to finalize these final roster spots, there's basically 5 forwards vying 2 spots on this roster, and one of those guys is Dominic Cahoon, and he's been rewarded with an opportunity to skate with DeBrincat and Taves.
Yeah, he's been a crafty little player here, and I think he's earned that right on the top line to kind of dethrone Chris Kunitz for a little bit, but he looked really good in the preseason game in Ottawa, and I think he's going to get a longer look there in one of the preseason games.
Blackhawks back in action Tuesday night when they host the hated Detroit Red Wings.
Time for Lexus Must-See Video Experience Amazing. The Flyers revealed a new mascot today, and we all know the reputation Philadelphia fans have. So it was no surprise fans gave their opinions about Gritty. That's the name of the mascot. Now, mascots are generally geared toward kids who have a different opinion than adults, but that didn't stop Flyers fans from sounding off. Of course not. It's our parting shot. TJ said, if this thing tries to touch me, I'm launching a beer at its head. Kyle said, Gritty is the love child of Jake Voracek and Scott Hartnell. Travis said, everyone involved in the making should be fired. And the Muffin Man simply put, OMG, kill it with fire. Hashtag, what is that? Well, y'all are pretty savage. Poor Gritty fell down 3 times in his debut. We all have to start somewhere. He also shot a t-shirt into an employee's back at the Wells Fargo Center. But Gritty seems to be taking this all in stride. I like his attitude, just not his orange googly eyes. Aw, that makes me sad. I think he'll do okay, though. I really do. This has been In the Loop presented by GMC. If you fall down, you gotta get back up.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now. The new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLT. That's over $5,300 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
When I'm on tour, I live for that moment when the lights come up, we hit the stage, and the crowd comes alive. My shows are all about energy. I feed off my fans, and they feed off me. To keep my battery charged, I grab a 5-hour energy shot. It gets me back to 100% fast. I want to give every show all I've got because my fans deserve nothing less. 5-hour energy. Get back to 100%.
Captain Lando Calrissian, Han Solo. I heard about this big job, and I want it.
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
Well, what do you know? When have I ever steered you wrong?
Solo, a Star Wars story. Rated PG-13.
Be the first to buy now and watch anytime, anywhere on your favorite screens with DirecTV Cinema. Movies start at channel 125.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh, no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends, too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Imagine someone you love being killed because a truck driver was told to use cruise control, even in the worst conditions, to save a corporation money. It happened. I'm Ken Allen, and by winning that case, we not only provided financial security for a widow, we changed a trucking company's policy nationwide, preventing needless tragedies like this from ever happening again. That's why I got into personal injury law, to make a difference, providing justice and making our... Snap back, Floyd with a good move, and gets knocked down, and down he goes, out, scooped up by Johnson, and he's buried inside the 10-yard line. One back, Jordan Howard. Motion man, Allen Robinson. Snap, takes, turns, giving, Howard, reaching for the goal line. He punches it in! Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! Pairs of slots to the left side. Kirk and Fitzgerald. Snap back. Bradford looking left. Bradford in a tight pocket. Stumbles and leaves. Ball is knocked out of there by Mack. Recovered by the Bears. They take it away again here in Arizona. Khalil Mack at the center of it. Safety's deep. Rose in the snap. Gives it a look. Hit from behind. Lynch pass is thrown and intercepted. Bears have taken it away. Bryce Callahan the takeaway. Bears are bringing the house on Rosen. He is hit. He escapes. Hit from behind. Down he goes. Sacked on a play by Sherrick McManus, who also had an interception. And that will do it in Arizona. Bears come from behind and beat the Cardinals with a splendid defensive effort.
to get you excited. Hello and welcome to Touchdowns and Takeaways, presented by the Ankin Law Group alongside the coach, Dave Wanstead. I'm Luke Stuckmeyer. It wasn't all pretty, but it was a win. In the first place, Bears come back to beat Arizona 16-14. Coach, defense did it again. They lead the NFL in sacks right now. They're terrific.
They are. You know, the great thing about where the Bears are at right now, and this win, obviously it was a short week, you know, coming off the Monday night game. They're playing a winless Arizona team on the road in the heat. I expected them to start a little bit slow, but the great thing about this, the first game they had the lead, they didn't hold it, right?
Yeah.
The second game they had the lead, they held it against Seattle. This game they fall behind and they come on to win the football game. I mean, these are team lessons that you can talk about if you're the head coach, but unless the guys go through it and overcome and are successful, it means nothing but words. So this was a great victory for the Bears.
Battling back from down 2 touchdowns. The sacks were great. How about the takeaways? They also picked off some passes here. 3 times they picked off the Cardinals, and it could have been 4 if it wasn't for the late penalty on Mack late in the game.
Yeah, well, you know what takeaways do. Obviously, if it's third down, it ends a drive. But if you can get a sack or you can get a turnover on first or second down, I mean, it completely changes the momentum of the game.
Well, they've had trouble getting these takeaways, and so far this season, it's been one of the strengths of this team for sure. Through 3 weeks now, the Bears defense just tearing up their opponents. They are tied for second in takeaways and interceptions. They lead the NFL in forced fumbles and sacks, and most importantly, they've been picking up an inconsistent Bears offense, limiting opponents to about 18 points per game. You limit the other team to 18 points, you put your team in position to win every week.
Absolutely. And you know what's interesting about the takeaways and the I've been on some football teams at the collegiate level and the NFL level, and the better athletes you get, the faster players, the Macks of the world in that whole group.
Right.
All of a sudden, the takeaways start showing up, and all of a sudden, you're a better tackling team. You don't miss as many tackles. And I used to always say, I remember talking to Jimmy Johnson about it, I said, God, why are we tackling so much better here at Miami than we did at Oklahoma State, as an example.
Right.
And he says, we got guys that run faster, and we got better athletes that do things better. So I think you're seeing a very athletic defense right now, in addition to, hey, you know, Vic Fangio does a great job. He puts them in place. They don't take many chances. It's all coming together.
Well, the eye test tells you offense and defense, this roster has way more talent than they have had the last couple years.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I think that they did a good job of piecing together. It's not all draft picks. You know, Ryan Pace done a great job of drafting, but he's gone out and obviously signed some free agents, you know, from different clubs. So they've pieced this together a lot of different ways, but that's what you have to do in today's NFL.
And, of course, one really big trade. But let's get to the elephant in the room. The guy everybody wants to talk about is Mitch Trubisky, of course. Couple of turnovers, mistakes that maybe can be cleaned up. But let's start with the fumble, Coach. What happens on the play? It seems like he's kind of carrying the ball a little low and recklessly.
Yeah, you know, I was at Bears camp this summer, and I watched, you know, Matt Nagy and all the coaches, Mark Helfrich, the offensive coordinator, they work on drills of the quarterback dropping back and protecting the football. So this is just something that he'll see on the tape, and, you know, he's got to protect the ball. I mean, he's looking to run, to take off, protect the ball first. Protect the ball and then run, you know, and I just think he's getting a little bit too antsy in there. Hey, there's going to be times when you can't get away, you got to take the sack.
Can't have turnovers. Just ask the Cardinals. It ruined their Sunday afternoon. Another interception for Trubisky. This one was a screen pass that was tipped. He's had 2 of those in 2 weeks now. Was this a nice play by the Cardinals, or was it just a mistake?
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. The tip passes, you know, we work on drills where we get linemen to rush them and hold a broom up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a defensive lineman rushing, just like the play we're watching. And the quarterback has got to step a little bit side to side. You know, right here, I mean, he's got to anticipate. I guess it's the anticipation of the guy going to jump. He's not going to stand still. So you got to move it a little bit and get the ball to him. But, you know, that's experience. The one thing that I want to make this point, Baltimore, when I was at the Dolphins, they won a Super Bowl, and their offense, they shut people out. They had a great defense like the Bears defense. But the thing they did not do was turn the football over. There's a difference between not scoring a lot of points on offense and playing great defense. That gives you a chance to win every game.
Right.
You know, but if you turn the ball over on offense, and then you expect defensive play, it's going to catch up with you.
All right, even Rex Grossman with the Bears. Yeah. About a decade ago. Same thing. Don't turn the ball over, keeps you in the game.
Absolutely.
So accuracy also a problem for Trubisky in this one, especially in the deeper routes for some reason. The Bears certainly haven't been afraid to take shots, but Mitch has had a little trouble with the accuracy. And coming out of college, one thing they said was he's very accurate, especially on the long ball, but so far it hasn't translated in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's timing, a lot of it's confidence. You know, you gotta, and you don't get confidence in a game. Let me say this. You know, they're working on this in practice. You've got to hit these passes in practice against the scout team. That's where a player gains confidence. But I like the idea that they're calling them. I always told my offensive coordinators, I want 3 deep balls in the first half and 3 in the second half. Even if they're not completing them, hey, and we can get frustrated all we want, but even if we're not completing them, we're throwing the ball down the field. That backs the defense off.
Well, there were some positives, though, for Mitch Trubisky. Connected with Allen Robinson and Burton on some pretty nice plays. You know, we talked last week over at the big board about the underthrow to Robinson.
Yep.
He had another one of those this week, but he also had one perfect pass to Allen Robinson. So he did make some nice passes. That was pretty, and he seems always better on the move.
He is, you know, and when you get on the move, a lot of quarterbacks, a guy's coming open down the field. Hey, I always say, take the money, take the easy throw, take the completion, let your receivers and running backs and tight ends, let them get the ball in their hand. They're athletes too, and let them run. And that's what you see right here when they start hitting this Burton, the tight end. I mean, he's going to make plays. Just get him the ball.
It's very early to give him a grade on a report card. That's a pretty pass there, but
perfect.
Do you see progress from game 1 to game 3? Obviously, there's still some of the same mistakes and some different mistakes coming up, but do you see him getting better from game 1 to game 3?
I do, and you know, the thing that everybody needs to understand is every game you're going to have different throws, okay? Because you're designing a different game plan for what the opponent does on defense. So you might think, well, it's not the same throw with the same coverage. You know what I mean? It changes week to week. So they got to keep adding. I mean, they got to keep adding to keep the offense progressing, and Mitch has got to just keep moving with it. I mean, there's no way to stop now. There's no turning back now.
And we have to remember that he's a young quarterback in a new offense in his second year. Even though he didn't play much in college, he's trying to learn this all over with the new coach, too.
And at the end of the day, I think you got to look at completion percentages. Mitch is completing, you know, up in the high 60s, which is very good right now. And you got to get the ball to guys, and someone will break a tackle. Let your receivers and running back makes play. I'd rather have a guy that completes a lot of passes as compared to one that has a poor percentage completion, but yet he hits two long balls.
2 touchdowns, 3 picks, 3 fumbles so far. Time for our first break here on Touchdowns and Takeaways, brought to you by the Ankin Law Group. Khalil Mack, once again, a monster for the Bears. But how has he made the defense better around him? The coach is going to head to the touchscreen to break it all down. The X's and O's are coming up next on Touchdowns and Takeaways, so stick around.
Your official Rolex jeweler is James & Sons in Chicago, Orland Park, and Cherville.
Ankin, 312-6 million.
For injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
Are you overloaded with debt, wage garnishment, lawsuit, bill collectors, high car payment, too many bills, and not enough income? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. See if you qualify to consolidate or eliminate all or part of your debt. Call now for a free phone mini consultation or make your appointment online. Download the Geraci Law app right now. In just 10 seconds, you'll have locations, reviews, and plenty of info. Search Geraci Law app now.
Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't just go against the grain, we grow it. Give us the frontiers. The places where success is measured and pushed limits. Give us the middle of nowhere, where the only map is your buddy's tread marks. This life, no one's born ready for it.
White Sox, Indians. Coverage begins at 7 on NBC Sports Chicago.
3rd and 12 now. Big play right here. Lurking in the middle is Leonard Floyd, then the interior of the Cardinals offense. Snap back. Floyd with a good move and gets knocked down. And down he goes. Ball's out. Scooped up by Johnson, and he's buried inside the 10-yard line. Leonard Floyd's second effort helped collapse the pocket. Hakeem Hicks, the finishing blow.
The NFL is on alert. The Bears defense is special this year. It's time to break down the game tape from the win over the Cardinals. We're going to get to Trubisky and the offense in just a bit. But, Coach, let's start with the monsters of the Midway, Khalil Mack. Second quarter, they triple-team Khalil Mack. And somehow on 3rd and 12, he still has a big impact.
And that's what you say before we get started here. You can see what the Bears are doing. They got 3 down linemen, but Floyd is standing up. So really, they're going to rush. They're going to rush 4 guys. But the reason he's standing up, he could rush outside, he could rush inside, he could move. And the offensive line has to adjust on the move about that. So that's the reason for doing that. And this is just great second effort. And when you are in the meeting room this morning, Vic, this is great effort by Floyd. Look how quick he beats the guy right there, number 3. And at this point, I mean, he is on his way to the quarterback. And this is phenomenal effort right there. Phenomenal effort. And what it does, there's Khalil Mack. He gets triple teamed over here, but it's leaving Team Hicks and it's leaving Floyd one-on-one. And that's what's going to happen. So if I'm the coach, I'm standing there and saying, yeah, hey, Khalil, you're getting triple teamed. We know that. But look at these guys. They're all one-on-one. And guys, if you're one-on-one, you got to win your battle.
Like to see Leonard Floyd get to the quarterback maybe in week 4. We'll see, a lot of double teams and triple teams coming on the other side of the ball. 4th quarter, Cardinals offense has been silent since that 14-0 start. Mack isn't just strong, he's fast. And the ground that he covers, it's just relentless pursuit, isn't it, Coach? It's a relentless pursuit, and it's great effort. I mean, you're going to see he's up top. Now he's standing up. The other 3 guys are down. Just watch this right here. I mean, I froze it right there because we call that retracing your steps. You start up the field, the quarterback steps up like he's going to run. What are you going to do? You're going to run all the way around? No. I'm going to stop and I'm going to retrace. I'm going to go back the same way that I went. Started up the field, back the same way. He retraces his steps right here. And phenomenal effort. The ball comes out. Look at all the Bear guys around the football. I mean, that's called swarm the ball. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Great effort, great swarm. Swarming defense, and in about 20 yards in about 3 seconds is the ground that Mack covered. I mean, that's pursuit. So the Cardinals can still win this game with a late field goal, but the Bears defense comes up with another turnover, and the Cardinals, quote, let them off the hook on Sunday. They really did. They did. Let's watch right here, okay? We are going to see what happens here. And this is just a great. This is. Let's watch this one more time here. Let's watch this one more time. This is outstanding right here. And you're going to see some pressure. You're going to see pressure on the quarterback. He can't hold the ball. And sometimes a pressure is better than a sack. You've heard me say that before. Why is a pressure better than a sack? Right there. The Bears rushed 5 on that play. They played man coverage, and the pressure in the quarterback's face, he could not step up and throw it. It was a sideline throw. He had a throw on his back foot, as we say. It's underthrown. Great reaction by the defense. Bryce Callahan had a great game. A nice job of coming back to the ball and that interception as well. Again, we're talking, they want to get turnovers. It's happening all over the defense right now. Now, one of the most impressive things about this defense was their ability to bounce back in the game. A rough start. It wasn't great in the first quarter. What happened on the first drive? Amukamara maybe a little bit out of play here. Yeah, and this is a tough route. I'm going to show you this here. This could, at the beginning, we're going to see a middle safety. I'm going to freeze it right there. Okay, if I'm the quarterback, what are you seeing right here? I'm seeing a middle safety. Okay, so I know right now that it's either a 3-deep zone or it's cover 1. Okay?
Well, as the play progresses right here, it was obviously a 3-deep zone because you're going to see your linebackers underneath here. Watch the linebackers. They're dropping back. They're not running with their guys. And what happened on this, the corner's responsibility. For you coaches out there, you know this. You tell your defensive backs, if I got that third of the field, I got this third of the field, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in my zone. But what happens if the guy starts going in and you think he might run this type of route? You got to cover him. Prince is being a little bit over aggressive right there. He squeezes it, and now look what happens. It's zone, as I said. So we're covering there, we're covering a zone there, we're covering a zone there. Guess what? We don't have this zone covered, and they sneak this guy out of the backfield, and here he comes right there. That's the end of the play. Mental mistake. It should be just a 3-deep, simple zone, but you're trying to make a play and be aggressive.
Comes across, makes the catch, and all of a sudden the Bears are quickly down 7-0. Before they knew it, they were down 14-0. So let's break down Trubisky. A lot of people want to see that. He's had some open receivers. Here's one he missed on a nicely designed 1st and 10 for the Bears at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and you know, last week we talked about, and Matt Nagy's telling him this, and Mitch knows this, if you're going to throw a deep ball, it's got to be thrown on time, because the longer you hold it, 1, you're going to get pressure, and 2, the defensive back has a chance to react and close the gap on them. They're too fast. So watch what happens right here. Watch Mitch right here, little play action pass, back, and then he throws it. You know, he overthrows. I'm going to show you this one again because I'm going to make a point right here. I'm going to stop this. Watch this now. Watch this. He comes back. In my mind, right there, the ball's got to be gone. The ball's got to be gone. You're looking your quarterback off. Get rid of the football right there. And watch just the extra, and it's only a second or two. That's just enough distance for the defense to react. Watch what happens. We hold the ball, we dance, and that little extra dance, in my mind, gives the defense a chance to react.
How much of that little extra hesitation is the inexperience of playing quarterback?
You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. And you want to wait to see the separation. You want to see the receiver get away from the defensive back. It's not going to happen much in this game. These guys are too good.
But you're only talking about improving by a half a second or 1 second. It's just a little bit.
We're close. We're close.
Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen combined for 114 yards rushing. Running backs were good, but the blocking on this play in the third quarter was spectacular by everybody.
Everybody. I'm gonna point something out here. Well, we'll get it started, okay? We'll get it started right here. Nice little play. Now I'm going to stop it right there. The biggest thing I used to always tell my offensive linemen, guys, we want to stay on our feet. Because if you go to ground, you're no good to anybody, okay? You'll get called for holding, you'll trip up, you'll get hurt. Look at the Bears offensive linemen right here. Look at on our feet. Look at the techniques. This is outstanding. So they got a hat on everybody. They're staying on their feet. They're using those big bodies. And then once we break the run, this is what I love right here. I'm going to stop it again. I always used to tell my running backs in offense, we're never going to have a long run unless our receivers and tight ends are blocking down the field. Get down there. You want a long run? You want a 20, 30, 40-yard run? Somebody's got to block downfield. And this is great effort of blocking down the field. Hey, we get an extra 10 yards out of the play.
Allen Robinson, he's your number 1 wide receiver, but on this play, he's also one of your best blockers.
Coach, that's
underrated for
that. That's how you win, Coach, right there.
So the offense did just enough thanks to a dominating game by the defense. Just how good has Khalil Mack been? Well, he joins a short list of defenders with 1 or more sacks in his first 3 games as a Bear. Willie Young was the last to do it. That was 2014. Rosie Colvin before that back in 2002. And a couple of Hall of Famers on this list as well. Pretty good company. Coming up next on Touchdowns and Takeaways. An interesting Sunday in the NFC North left the Bears sitting in first place this week. We'll show you how Josh Allen and the Bills were able to shock the Vikings as a 17-point dog. We'll be right back.
You've got the ring, the trophy, the awards. That's great. But now it's a new season. And every guy on every team wants what you've got. And they're coming to get it. With blazing fastballs, filthy curves, and wicked line drives. It's a new season. How do you get back to the promised land? By getting back to 100%. 5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%. official partner of the MLB All-Star Game.
It's the music.
It's your favorite radio station. 103.5 KISS FM.
And your radio makes you want to move.
Without the radio,
A hit would just not be a hit. People know a song because it's on the radio.
Chicago's #1 hit music station. Fred and Angie in the morning.
It's how I get to you.
Listen to me, my music. 103.5 KISS FM. The best new music.
the biggest artists.
All in one place.
103.5 KISS FM.
I'll see you there.
Lemonade. I'll take a cup. I got this, kids. 1 cup of lemonade. Thanks. Time to pack up. Let's go, kids. Thank you.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every live game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Alexa, play morning music.
You might be the only one who's ever seen the light of day. I'll go wherever you will live.
Alexa, add bananas to my shopping list. Okay.
When tough pain strikes, don't tough it out. Try this first. New Salonpas Patch Large. They're twice the size as before with the power to target large pain areas. Make Salonpas your first choice for tough pain relief.
Only at B-Dubs can you get $5 game day pitchers of Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, and $5 cocktails, cheeseburgers, and brats. When football is on, you have to be at Buffalo Wild Wings. Price and participation may vary. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Welcome back. It was the Packers taking on in the nation's capital to take on and face the Redskins. Early in the opening quarter, Alex Smith goes deep down the middle to Paul Richardson Jr. for a 46-yard touchdown. Redskins on the board early against the favored Packers. Then late in the second quarter, Washington surprisingly up 21-3. Aaron Rodgers not going to give up. We know all about that. Geronimo Allison takes it all the way for a 64-yard touchdown. Final seconds of the first half, Redskins up 21-10 when training camp pickup Adrian Peterson busts through for the touchdown. 120 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Redskins go on to upset Green Bay 31-17. Vikings expected to make easy work of the Bills, and the crowd in Minnesota fired up at the start of this one, expecting a big win, but early in the first quarter, Bills rookie quarterback Josh Allen runs left, and he's going for the end zone on a 10-yard run, giving the Bills their first points in the opening quarter all season. A little bit later, Buffalo already up 10-zip, and Allen is going to look long this time, going with the arm to Jason Kroom. Kroom, 26 yards, and here he goes. The Bills pull off one of the biggest upsets in the regular season we've seen in a long time, stunning the Vikings 27-6. They were a 17-point underdog. So what does all this mean? Well, the Bears were in first place in the NFC North for the first time since Week 16 of 2013. What happened back then? Let's not talk about it. The Bears got trounced by the Eagles 54-11, lost a playoff spot in Week 17 when Rodgers hit Cobb downfield at the end of the game. Those were fun times. Coach, what can we make of this division? I mean, it just shows there were so many games this week where you thought, I know who's going to win this game, and you just don't know anymore.
Crazy. You know, I laid down to watch the Bears yesterday, got home and watching the retape of the game just to study them, and said, okay, that's over with. Now we'll watch the Lions, I guess, because it's a 3-team race.
Right.
You know, the Bears, Green Bay, and Minnesota. And then the Lions beat the Patriots? Are you kidding me? But I'll tell you what, the best thing about this at this point in the season is this, that they're winning first place. They're in the hunt. They're competing. Right. And that makes practices go better. That makes meetings go better. The attitude, all the players, the coaches, everybody got to bounce. And that means a lot when you're preparing to get ready to play.
Bears and Cubs in first place at the same time for the first time since the 80s.
Love it.
Time for our Diamonds in the Rough, presented by James & Sons. And who's been a bigger surprise this season? Ryan Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Fitzmagic. 819 yards through the air in 2 weeks. Take on the Steelers tonight on Monday Night Football. Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson have been his two main targets. 17 grabs for Evans. Jackson, 275 and 3 scores already. How do you slow down this team as they come off a short week?
Well, I never thought I'd say this about my Steelers, being a Pittsburgh guy. I mean, the last 3 years defensively, they're giving up over 20 points a game. So everybody's talking about all the chaos on offense with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown and Big Ben. That's not, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm not concerned about what's going on offense. I mean, we're scoring a lot of points. Defensively is right where the train wreck is right now, and that's, you talk about Jackson, you talk about Mike Evans, Howard, the big tight end at Tampa. Right. I mean, they've got players there. You better be ready to play some defense.
Bears win 16-14. Let's see if they can push it to 3-1 next week. That's it for touchdowns and takeaways, brought to you by the Ankin Law Group. Don't forget, the football after show follows the Bears and Bucks coming up on NBC Sports Plus next Sunday. We'll see you next Monday.
This is Loma Linda, a place with one of the highest life expectancies in the country.
You see so many people walking around here, and they're hundreds.
So how do you stay financially well for all those extra years?
Well, you have to start planning as early as possible.
We all need to plan for 18 years or more of retirement.
I don't have a whole lot saved up, but I'm working on it now. I will do whatever I need to do.
Plan your financial life with Prudential. Bring your challenges.
Mom and Dad got a new car with the extra third row seats. They think it's theirs, but it's not theirs. It's mine. Mine.
The RX 350L with 3 rows for up to 7 passengers.
Are you excited about your baby sister coming?
Experience space for the unexpected with the Lexus RXL, part of the RX family.
Lease the 2018 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $439 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Are you overloaded with debt, but the word bankruptcy scares you? How about debt elimination, consolidation, or fresh start? How about I have a plan and I can sleep at night? How about bankruptcy? I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Search Geraci Law. Read over 12,000 5-star reviews, then click or call or stop in to see if bankruptcy is right for you. When you need to be debt-free, dial 1-800-CALL-PFG.
Time to move. That means it's time to ask more from our entertainment. First, we don't want to miss a second of our DirecTV. This is not dependent on our packing skills. Second, new houses deserve better entertainment. So if we can get an upgrade to our equipment, programming, or premium channels, wouldn't that be nice too? We think so.
It sure would. And let's upgrade your couch moving skills too.
Oh, sorry about that.
The DirecTV Movers deal. Call today and ask how to get an equipment, programming, or premium channel upgrade.
Carspitality, the friendly and convenient services offered to guests at the Bill Jacobs Auto Group. With amenities like a complimentary vehicle inspection with every service visit on our active reception rack, or our white glove concierge service where we'll pick up and deliver your vehicle to your home or office and leave you a courtesy loaner. We use market-based pricing on our vehicles to save you time and money. Carspitality. See the Bill Jacobs Auto Group. The cars bring you in. The experience brings you back. In Naperville and Hinsdale.
Here is the truth that you know, friend. It's cause every time that you go in, you start all over again.
Thank you for supporting our mission.
You always amaze me.
Past season, Chicago had a Cinderella of their own to root for, the Loyola Ramblers. Led by their charismatic coach, Porter Moser, the Ramblers won the Missouri Valley Conference, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1985. But they didn't stop there. The team, created by their culture, danced all the way to the Final Four, one buzzer beater at a time. Though Loyola fell short of a title, they did cement themselves in the hearts of college basketball fans, not just in Chicago, but across the country. I sat down with Coach Porter Moser to discuss the magical run as well as the bumpy road Moser himself traveled to get to where he is today, the man at the helm of the Loyola Ramblers. Okay, so we're sitting in your arena.
No, our arena. It's not my arena.
Okay, you're sitting in our arena for Loyola Rambler Nation.
Yes.
You've gone to a Final Four. Were there ever moments as you went through this process that you looked around and went, I just don't know if we can get it done?
Well, sure. There's not that we couldn't get it done, just that there's times where you had frustrations, roadblocks, but that's been so much part of who I am. You know, I always say this, if I had a tattoo, and I don't, it'd be an old proverb that would be fall 7, rise 8. And I just have been blessed to have people in my life that's always talked about perseverance. And there's certainly been times in this journey at Loyola that you're working your tail off, you're doing that, and you walk through that tunnel and you look up and there's like 100 people in the gym. And there's times where you have tough losses and all that. But I tell you, I keep a picture of the 63 national team right to my left. Every morning when I walk into my desk, I see them holding the trophy, and I have another picture of Sheridan Road, packed with fans, and they're driving in a car, all sitting there. And I just always keep saying to myself, God, can you imagine this place? Can you imagine Chicago? Can you imagine Loyola when we get this done? And that's what's been really cool, to see this thing come to light through all the rain that we had to get to the rainbow. And we had to go through a lot of it.
That's kind of a microcosm of your life. I remember watching you play in high school when I was coaching at Northern. You're playing at Bennett Academy for a really good coach in Bill Geist. You end up as a walk-on going to Creighton. So you got to scratch and fight for everything. And let's start right there. Going to Creighton, playing for Tony Barone, but you're not on scholarship.
That was very hard, because there was a lot of dynamics that had happened at that time. And but Coach Barone was a Chicago guy. I think he coveted toughness, coveted energy. He was a high-energy coach that was a tough guy. And I'm like, you know, I think I can relate with him. I thought that was someone that I really wanted to play for. And I loved the Jesuit school. I grew up Catholic. And but I will tell you that it defined my life. It really did. And it defined it in this way. Everybody that goes to college is the best player from their high school team. Everybody was. And so we got to Creighton, and I was like the 8th guard. I mean, everybody was really good, and I didn't play. And I went through the normal demons that a lot of people do about transferring. And I say this to my student athletes when they're about to transfer. And that's what bothers me about the transfer rate so much, is I went through that. It's human nature. It's very hard to go from being the best, an all-star. I mean, from like kindergarten through senior high school, I was probably the best on my team. And all of a sudden in college, I'm not. And I remember that fork in the road. I said, I can either gut it out and keep fighting through, or I'm going to transfer. And I decided to stick through it, and it's defined my life. Because I look back on that, on times that are tough, that do I want to quit? Do I want to go there? Do I want to go grass is greener over here? Or do I want to tread through because there's a better way by fighting through adversity? And it was about halfway through my sophomore year, Coach Barone, we came back, we had a tough loss, and he goes, we're going to go back to the charge drills, the loose ball drills, the 5 guys who works the hardest are going to start. And I'm like, well, if he's telling the truth, I got a shot. And I did. I started that game, ended up getting on scholarship, started in the NCAA tournament. As a player now, I have a Missouri Valley Championship ring as a player. Got to the NCAA tournament. I got into the coaching career because when he went to Texas A&M, he brought me with him. I was the only person from Creighton he brought with. So I got into the coaching profession, got my start in the profession, met my wife, have 4 kids, met her in Texas right then. All that went because I fought through adversity, didn't throw in the towel when it got hard, and that's defined my life when things get hard, is that it's such a more rewarding path fighting through, because you're going to have adversity everywhere. Now, I just worry sometimes, and I tell my own kids now, just because you're fighting a little bit doesn't mean it's going to be no fighting somewhere else. Don't just leave because of that. And that was very tough, and it was a tough time in my life to not play my first year, but it was the best thing that happened to me to pave my way for my future.
You're on the verge of being a head coach, and you and your dad are tight, and your dad dies. Another shot of adversity. And for a long time, you carried a picture of your dad in the breast pocket of your sport jacket every game. Take me back to that moment.
I got chills. I haven't talked about that in a while, but I think about it a lot. You know, my dad was a businessman in Naperville, and he was the CEO of Moser Lumber, then Moser Enterprises, was the chairman and founder of the Riverwalk in Naperville. Was a
Right, there was no Riverwalk without your dad.
Correct. And he was a high-profile guy there. And, you know, I was a business major at Creighton, and everybody just assumed I was the youngest of four. The other three were working at Moser Enterprises, and everyone just assumed I was going. Even my dad assumed it, and people, I started talking to my brother and sister, I was maybe getting into coaching. So I remember it was at graduation, and I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I think I know I want to coach college basketball or coach basketball. And he goes, how much are you going to make? And I go, well, I'm going to volunteer my first year and bartend at night to make some money. And he said, and this is what really impacted me the most. He goes, do you love it? Is that what you're passionate about? And I said, yes. And he's like, you got to do it. You got to do it.
And you did not think he was going to react that way?
I did not think he was going to react. No one did. But that's what he was. He was passionate, high energy about what he was doing, and he didn't push his passion on me. And so he passed in August 31st in '97, and I got my first head coaching job the following spring. And I carried his funeral card picture in my pocket for every game. And I was blessed with two parents. And my mom was this high energy person. She was this positive attitude. I have horrible initials. My middle name is Andrew. So when I started, you know, you get your shirts monogrammed, it said Pam. Wasn't the best masculine monogram you can have. But my mom growing up always would be Porter PMA for positive mental attitude. Stay positive. So I changed everything when she passed 5 years ago. I flipped the A and the M. So my initials on all my monograms, P, then a big M and A, and for respect to my mom, because she gave me this complete positive, high energy outlook on things. And I'm blessed to have two parents that they're both passed. They didn't get to see this run. And I don't know if you saw, I know Cap, you follow me on Twitter, but the most liked image I've ever had on Twitter was my brother Mitch sent me from San Antonio, sent me a picture a couple days before. It was my parents' tombstone, and it said Moser, and there's maroon and gold flowers surrounding it, and there's a Final Four picture, and there's a Loyola Ramblers picture, and they decorated that thing. And I tweeted out, you know, I'm sitting here because of them. You are who you are because of your parents. And I was blessed. I was really blessed with two people that gave me different lessons, but I took both of them. And, you know, my mom got to see me become a head coach. My mom sat here in a wheelchair in this arena the year before she passed. And the disappointing thing, not disappointing, but because I know she was looking down, is that she was constantly telling me during the early years, you know, stay positive, you know, she was always that, because there's not many people in your life that have unconditional love like a parent.
Correct.
And I remember her, she was in a wheelchair right up there. My sister Kate had her up there. And so she didn't get to see this run, but I know she was. I know they both were looking down on this run. Very, very proud.
So you are the head coach at Arkansas Little Rock. A pretty good record. And you get the Illinois State job. It's a good job. And I remember doing your game at Illinois Chicago. It might have been your first game as a head coach, but it was early in your career. And I went up to you after the game and I go, I'd let anybody play for you. I like the way you coach.
Remember you, Ken.
You remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I said, I like the way you get your guys to guard people and you get after them, but you do it the right way. And then all of a sudden, they walk in and go, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take me to that moment.
Wow, this is an ebbs and flow.
That's what we do.
That's right. So Little Rock literally was ranked like in the 300s. And we had the largest turnaround in the history of the Sun Belt Conference. We went from like 4 wins to 18. I was on so many lists as one of the top up-and-coming coaches. I was 31 years old. I had interviewed for the Arkansas Razorback job after that. And I remember going to my family, talking to them like, God, my mom's there. She's close to home. It's the conference I played in the Valley. It's the state school I grew up. I had a great thing going at Little Rock. I loved the people there, so I took the job. But it was 10th. It was in 10th place. It was in a time where we had to rebuild. We didn't have any scholarships to give, so my first year to sign people was my second year. And in our 4th year, we were really turning the corner. We had the freshman of the year, Osiris Eldridge. We had Demo Diakosa. We had some really good players. We had everybody back. We won, I think, 16 games, maybe 17, with everybody back. And they bought out 3 years of my contract. And I remember saying God has a plan to myself all the time. I remember I went through the normal, some down times with this, and the hardest part was coming back and having to tell your daughter, who she kind of got it, that I'm no longer going to be the Redbird coach. That was one of the hardest days of my life, telling her that. And see, when someone loses their job in a profession, you know, some people slowly on your block find out and everything. When you lose a job at a major sports college coach, it's on the ticker of ESPN, and people are around hundreds of millions at home. It's on the front page the next day that you failed, you know, and you really have to have faith. You have to have friends, family, and you gotta. I dove into something that I talked to a lot of coaches about. I dove into a competitive reinvention. I call it a competitive reinvention. After I went through the Norman grieving time, because literally we were going to be picked #1 in the league last year, and the next year, and we were. They were picked #1, won 26 games, and I remember watching those games and just sitting there going, "Are you kidding me?
That's my team.
You worked that hard." But I kept on saying God has a plan, and He did. And I know you're leading up to my next step, our mutual friend, and Rick Majerus, and it led me to St. Louis. It led me to competitively reinventing myself and going with Rick Majerus.
Inside Look is presented to you by Cadillac. See your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Cadillac dealer for our attractive offers today.
When you have pain, you want relief fast. Only new Thermacare Ultra Pain Relieving Cream has 4 active ingredients to fight pain 4 different ways. Get relief fast with new Thermacare Ultra Pain Relieving Cream.
You're headed down the highway when the guy in front slams on his brakes out of nowhere. You do too, but not in time. Hey, no big deal. You got a good record, and Liberty Mutual won't hold a grudge by raising your rates over one mistake. You hear that, Karen? Liberty Mutual doesn't hold grudges. How mature of them.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only one OTC topical pain relievers label claims were FDA approved. Just like prescription medicines, new Salon Pause Patch Large, uniquely labeled to treat mild to tough or moderate pain for up to 12 hours. Salon Pause, power without a prescription.
So you come here and it is, you know, it's totally different now, but back then, I mean, you're trying to build something out of basically nothing at that point.
Correct. So there were great people here. There was great, you know, thing, and it was just, I mean, I think it was something like 27 losing seasons out of 30.
Well, I've always said they wanted to win, they didn't know how to win.
So it was 27 losing seasons out of 30. So just the culture, the mentality. We had one Illinois player on the roster. I remember that was like the first thing it just said to me, really? I mean, really, one Illinois player? So we started out just, we had to recruit the coaches, the AU, everyone who had an influence on student athletes. I bet you we had an unofficial visit, bringing kids and doing campus tours with coaches and AU coaches. And the thing that told me that we really had a chance was the comments from everybody. They're like, and everybody said this, I've been here in Chicago for this amount of years. I had no idea your campus was this nice.
Right.
Everybody said that. And I'm like, well, so we kept on bringing people until we finally, you know, because those people have the kids' ears. We were wanting to make it cool again to stay home. Loyola's always had the academics to sell, and they still do. And we wanted to have it combined. And I think we had to start grassroots. We were in the gyms. We were everywhere around the city trying to put the Loyola name in the gyms. People said, man, we haven't seen a Loyola shirt in our gym in years. That was cool, that people were recognizing that we're making some efforts grassroots-wise. So, yeah, it was very tough. We were at the last place in the Horizon League, and it was a lot to do to get the culture and the mentality. Because culture is about, like, when the young kids come in, they're young kids. I remember being a freshman. You're looking at how the older kids act, you know? And when your older guys are great leaders and they're driven into what you want, it helps. Right now, our freshmen have been on campus for about 2 weeks. You should see it. I mean, the culture of our older guys, the Krutwigs, the Marcus Towns, the Claytons, the Lucas Williamsons, I mean, the way how hard they're working at everything, how they're carrying, that's all these new freshmen are going to know. That's when you can build.
It perpetuates.
But it takes time because your first recruiting class that you recruited is coming in with 3 older classes that you didn't recruit, and it just takes some time.
Now you know you got a pretty good team. It's the start of the 2017-18 season. In your wildest dreams, did you ever see the run coming that happened?
You know, of course, my dreams. Of course. I dreamed. I've been to 28 Final Fours in a row. I watched all those Elite 8 games, and to watch the coach get presented with that regional trophy right there, that regional, I watched them get presented and confetti coming down, and no doubt I dreamed about that.
Okay, you know, your friend Todd Eisner said, quote, he ruined Final Four weekend by bringing his team with him. Because that's the ultimate compliment because they wanted to hang with their guy.
Yeah, it is. It's a coaching fraternity, and we always had a group that would go, and every Final Four, coaches go. And it was, and I loved it. I had them behind the scenes. They came to the arena, came to practices. But yeah, you go with your coaching buddies the whole Final Four. But I 100% dreamed it. And visualize it. You wanted to go there. Did you think it's going to happen? We didn't talk about it with our team. I never said during the season, hey, you guys, we're going to the Final Four. It was such about, I know you're a big process guy, it was such about the process. You ask any one of our guys, all we talked about was getting better, what's in front of us. We had individual game goals for each game. We very rarely, and pretty much hardly at all, talked about the end of the season. I've never had a season where we talked more about the process than this year.
So now you win the regular season, and every pundit is saying, if they don't win the conference tournament, it's all for naught. It's a great year, but you failed. You're not getting to the dance. And now it sounds like people I know on the committee have said they were in. How nervous were you going to the conference tournament?
You know, I remember another mentor in my life was Tony Brony, a Chicago guy. And he was a huge influence on really how to run a program, putting your own personality and energy on a program. You know, he was such his own personality. And I remember as a player, we were kind of in the same mode, and we didn't talk about having to do it. And there's so many times that we didn't talk about, hey, we have to do this for the automatic bid. All our time, from the time we right here, we cut down the nets when we beat Illinois State to get the conference tournament. From that Sunday on to the first game Friday, all we talked about was Northern Iowa. We didn't talk about anything but Northern Iowa.
Okay, you didn't say to Megan, your wife, oh my God, if we don't win this conference tournament, we don't go to the dance, it'll just kill me.
Yeah, I probably said it to my wife.
Bingo.
Yeah, Megan and I probably were sitting there talking. We were like, man, we got to probably. But I didn't with the team. You know, behind the scenes, I was trying to position ourselves to get an at-large bid. She heard me on the phone, you know. I wasn't that guy that was calling any committee members. I just didn't, and I knew a lot of them. I didn't want to cross that line. But you know, Steve Watson and I were talking about it a lot. I talked to Megan a lot about it, but not one time with the players.
Okay, so now you beat Northern Iowa, you end up beating Illinois State in the final, you're in. What's it like sitting here that Sunday and you're going to find out, oh my God, I know we're in, where we're going?
Another thing you're watching is these, you know, we watched Northwestern the year before. We watched the selection show process on Northwestern. Hand to God, we did this in September. We had boot camp. We had 2 weeks, like 5:45 in the morning, and at the end of the boot camp was on a Friday. They were going to be done, and we were supposed to meet in the locker room and then go down to have the final session of our boot camp. And I left a note in there, and the note was the beginning of a scavenger hunt. I said, you got 15 minutes to find our coaching staff. And then they had to run and find the answer note, and it led them to this arena. Then it led them to another part, or the training room, and all over. And it ended up in the movie theater in Damon Student Center. And they walked in, and our coaches were sitting there with boot camp fatigue shirts to finish, but then we put one shining moment on the screen. We showed Selection Sunday the year before, with Northwestern was in it, the other teams at selection show parties where they jump up, and we showed that to them in September. I said, that's one of the only times we talked about the end, was that video about because I want them to have that in their head as we went through this process. And I get chills talking about it. The guys will all talked about that through this thing. So to sit here and share it with students, share it with some Loyola fans. There's been some Loyola Rambler fans that when I got here, that were so gracious, that have been sitting here for 35 years, been waiting. And to share this arena with them, with our families and kids, and to have your name come up on the screen, Miami, then Loyola, and to watch us all jump up, that's an accumulation of a lot of work. And just to share it with the stage we had and in the people we had, that's what makes things special, is what the journey you went through and the people you went through it with.
Let's be honest. You need insurance, but it's not really something you want to buy. It's not sexy.
Oh, the insurance.
Or delicious. Or fun. But since you need both car and home insurance, why not bundle them with Esurance and save up to 10%, which you can spend on things you really want to buy, like, well, I don't know what you'd want to buy because I'm just a guy on your TV. Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
Wireless for $15 a month. That's not right.
It's right, all right. Finger dipping? That's not right.
That dip look good.
Oh, that does look good.
You gotta try this. That's so good.
That's not right.
Neither is the way you get wireless. Mint Mobile took what's wrong with wireless and made it right. We're easy, online, and just $15 a month. Get your plan today at mintmobile.com.
Enter for your chance to win the ultimate summer trip to Hollywood, California. Get away for an epic family trip for you and up to 3 guests, which includes air travel into Burbank, courtesy of Southwest Airlines, Universal Express tickets to Universal Studios Hollywood, and hotel accommodations. Winning couldn't be easier. Just visit NBCSportsChicago.com/getaway for your chance to win. Southwest Airlines, low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
You have signed a long-term contract extension, and your university has said, hey, what do you need to keep this thing rolling like it is? You have contract security, I believe, through 2025, 26. For a kid who grew up in Naperville, thinking, I might have to go into family business and whatever, to you got long-term, lifetime security. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think what's made me feel so good is I grew up a Chicago sports fan. I mean, you knew me when I was in high school. I mean, I was that kid. Cubs, Bulls, Blackhawks, Bears. I even rooted the White Sox on because my brothers, my family were White Sox fans, but I was the Cubs fan, and so we always rooted. I was that little kid. My walls were full of Walter Payton posters, the Michael Jordan eras, you know, all that. Al Secord, and to see to have a little part of this and to see how Chicago embraced it, that meant a lot to me. And I had a coaching friend say to me, you know, don't run from happiness. Don't get me wrong, I want to win, I want to advance, I want to get better. I'm obsessed this offseason already about getting better. I don't want to talk about repeating, I don't want to talk about going back to the Final Four. I want to talk about capturing our culture again, capturing the connectivity, because that doesn't happen, you got to work at that. And I want the resources to win, we want the resources to win, I want people to fill this arena up, Cap. You know, every arena we're going to go to next year is going to be full. If they don't come here and have it full, I mean, I want that. We finished last in attendance. So there's certain things I want. But I couldn't get past it. I'm happy. I love Chicago. I love the people at Loyola that has embraced me and had patience with this process. I love the community where my kids are, the families that are there, my kids around. I love that friendship bond. I have family here that come to games, and I want to advance this thing. I want to advance it, and I'm not saying that this is a forever. I'm just saying I'm happy, and I'm more passionate and committed about getting better than I've ever been.
Last thing, if you looked up and there's Mom, Dad, and Rick Majerus, what do you think that they would say to you, and what would you say to them about, oh my God, you won't believe where my life is?
Well, unequivocally, what I would say to them is thank you. I mean, just thank you for everything that they taught me. There's no question I am here because, and as to people, what I'd say to other people is you be a lifelong learner. You know, you can learn from everybody, but your parents are smarter the older you get. I told that to a grade school the other day. The older you get, the smarter your parents are. But I'd say thank you to them so much for helping me get to where I am, because it was not a self-made journey. It was a journey that's been a lot of people. My wife, my kids, mentors, Coach Baroni, who's still alive, my brothers, Katie, Matt, and Mitch, my brothers, sisters. So it was a group of people. And what I think they'd say to me, I think they would be, they'd be really excited that we did it the right way, you know, with integrity, that I was myself. I mean, I didn't try to be Coach Majerus when I got this job. I didn't try to be someone different. I was who I was. I took so much from him, but I'm a high energy, positive guy, and I think they'd be proud of me that I didn't change who I was. And then I think that my mom would be really proud that I have this. My faith is still at the forefront. That I don't feel entitled when I walk around here. I preach to my kids about being humble, and I think my mom would be really proud of that aspect of how we've handled everything.
Chicago thanks you.
Thanks, Cap.
After a Final Four run that made the Ramblers a household name, a new season is on the horizon for Porter Moser and Loyola, and they are ready to write a brand new chapter in the Loyola Ramblers history book. Thank you for watching Inside Look, presented by Cadillac. For more episodes, please log on to NBCSportsChicago.com. I'm David Kaplan, and we will see you next time.
The XT5 reviews are in. Get this low mileage lease on this 2018 Cadillac XT5 from around $379 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer.
It's moving day. Let's talk about upgrades. From now on, when we move, we want everything to be upgraded. We're upgrading our homes, our lives, whatever this thing is, and even our DirecTV. Because when we sit in our new house with our better stuff, we want an equipment, programming, or premium channel upgrade too. I'd say my work here's done.
Do you live here now?
The DirecTV Movers deal. Call today and ask how to get an equipment, programming, or premium channel upgrade.
Furnace breakdown, that could be $3,300. Fridge on a Fritz, that could cost you $2,500. Get the First American Home Warranty Plan. And when a covered item breaks, call or click. That's it. And we'll repair or replace it for you. Why let a major system or appliance breakdown bust your budget? Or go through the hassle of trying to find trustworthy service people?
If you don't have First American Warranty, get it.
Call 1-800-940-7074 for a free no-obligation quote.
Mike Anderson Chevrolet. A better deal on a new car is closer than you think.
No one offers lower prices, a bigger selection,
or a higher level of customer satisfaction
when it comes to buying a new Chevy.
Make it easy.
It's the Pick Your Payment sale, and your chance to lease a 2018 Trax LS for $189, $159, or $129 per month.